Ayy, poppin' like I'm supposed to. Watch out for the people that ain't close to. Speak a little something you could toast to. I ain't tryna hear about what you won't do. Moving like I'm into. Hit the ground running like the rent do. Speak a little something that you're into. I ain't tryna hear about what you been through. Like hold up, say what's the hold up. I got the pack, who got the roll up? I'm tryna pull up. It seem like every time I show up, it gotta go up. See the drip, they see the glow up. Oh, now they know us. See, it's funny how my pockets out of shape, but I'm fit for the flex. Clear the phone call, hit my chick with a text. Parlay through the bird with my drip from the jacks. Save a couple hundred by your with the rest. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Ayy, winning like I ought to. I ain't wanna do it but I got to. Smoking what my doctor told me not to. Got these wishing they was hot too. Ballin' like I need to. Got my exes wishing for a redo. Smell the marijuana when I speed through. Hit her with the tip, that's a preview. Hold up, wait up, get your weight up. Shit, get your money, not your hate up. Boy, draw a play up. I flip my wrist, a layup. She wanna lay up. I gotta get it, I'ma stay up. I'm all the way up. I got my pay up. I ain't playing with you. I'm a coach now. Commentating through the most now. I be somewhere booted with my toes down. Make little baby tooted with her nose down. I prefer my reefer with Henny and Coke. Please don't be stingy, got plenty to smoke. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live. Seem like they doing the most for the clout. Did what I said so they know what I'm about. Show up and act up and back to the crib. I do not stun, I just rap what I live.
Darius Cooks, also known as your local scammer. You are, you gay, grown up in Chicago, you just end up being with a tribe of people. I don't know, it's really hard to explain. It might be different now, but when I was growing up, there were crews. We had people we hung with, right? Anyway, and I hung with people like, you remember Calvin, Lavelle, those are people that I used to hang with back in the day, and you see what happened now, especially with randomness of Veil. We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? We ain't heard hide nor have him, have we? Come to think of it, let me not bring his name up, because let me tell you something. He probably, he ready to. Where's the expose? Where is the expose?
Called an attack. When you do the attack, you got to make sure you're real rooted and grounded. Look that way. Make sure you're real rooted and grounded so they don't know what's about to go on. You just attack them. You just attack them. What did I say? I said you better do what I said to do. If they think you're crazy, if they think you're crazy, they'll just walk away slowly like that.
Food, y'all. I'm here. What's up, good people? Let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing TGIF or no lights, TGIF or no lights, to let me know that you can hear me, because it is, thank God it's Friday, but we were delayed because I realized at the last moment that we had no lights. I've been working on my reconfiguring my office and doing some things with the setup to make it flow better for me while we're together. And long story short, I didn't realize until right as I was about to turn the camera on, like, oh, it's dark in here. I didn't have my ring light connected. So, but we made it. I'm here. And as you know, we haven't been together for the past 2 nights. And so we are back for Foolishness Fridays. I was like, I got to give y'all Foolishness Friday, although I could have really taken today as well. But we're here and we have quite a few stories to go over. Thank you to everyone who let me know that you can hear me by typing TGIF or no lights. We got Nicole, Marianne, Deborah, Kim, Miss AMJ, Karji, Life of Londa, Sweet Diva, TJ, Deshawn, Valerie, Linda, Drea, Shaquia, and Precious, and Delilah, and LeBron's, and everyone else who let me know that you can hear me. Y'all names are tripping me up today. So, but also thank you to everyone who has hit that thumbs up. I have not put that in the poll. We like to start our first poll of the day with the question of did you remember to hit that thumbs up button? And tonight what we have on our agenda is of course our missing persons segment, which we do every live stream at least once a day. Then I have a quick little update on the Tim Norman transcript and the casting call that we have currently active. We also have the story of the baby who was unfortunately decapitated during birth, and the cover-up. And then we have a little update on the RiverFront brawl aftermath. It is an ongoing story. I have been getting your messages, your links, and yes, so I'm aware of what's happening. I'm going to share a little bit of that with you tonight, those of you who may not be as up to date. And I don't want to do too deep of a deep dive just because I want to keep it moving as well, because we got quite a few topics. Then we have Kai, who is Cenat, who is a social media influencer who basically caused a riot this week. And then we have Lil Tay, another social media influencer. So we kind of got some themes here of social media influencers and their shenanigans. And then also last and least, we have Darius Cooks, aka Darius Crooks, aka Darius Travoy Williams, and we're just gonna talk about his most recent shenanigans as of the past day or so. And I think we're then gonna just do a little retrospective. I was like, this might be a good day to do a trip down memory lane for those who may be a little newer to this whole situation, still trying to wrap your minds around what all this controversy when it comes to Darius Crooks is about. So we're going to kind of take you on a trip around it. Thank you to the 98% of you who have liked the thumbs up, the live stream as of already, and to the 2% who have not. When you get a chance, it'd be greatly appreciated if you also hit that thumbs up. I'm also putting in the chat, and I'm going to pin it to the top, if you want to connect with me, you can connect with me via, that's not what I was trying to do. I'm starting another poll. If you want to connect with me, you find me on all of the various platforms that I am on. The link I just put in the chat is how you can find me. You click on that link, it'll literally list every platform that I'm on. You can click right into it and follow and connect with me, including our VIP text community. And that's where I send the updates about when we're going live, major updates. We also have our VIP Facebook community where I also send the notifications for new videos there, as well as this is more of the day-to-day posts and memes and whatever's happening in my world that I share publicly. So with that, let's get into our first segment of the day, and that, or the evening, I should say, and that is our missing persons. And these files were giving me some problems, so I think they're in order though. But our first up, we have Leela Areola, I think is how you pronounce that. And she is 14 years old. She is approximately 4 feet, 8 inches tall, about 80 pounds. She has brown eyes, black hair, medium complexion. She is Hispanic. She was last seen on July 21st of 2023. They said she was last observed in the vicinity of the 2300 block of North Central. This is also, this is in Chicago. I know this because I pulled it earlier. They don't have that in here in the description, but this is in Chicago. And she was last seen in the vicinity of the 2300 North block of Central Park Avenue. And they said that unknown subjects may be harboring the missing at an unknown address. So they may be harboring her at an unknown address. And if you have any information on the whereabouts of her, I'm going to put this in the chat. Let's see. There we go. You would contact, if you have any information, you contact the Chicago Police Department, and that would be Area 5 Police Station, the SVU detectives at area code 312-746-6554. Again, area code 312-746-6554. And I'm going to put the contact information for the next person in the chat as well while I have it up on that screen. And then next we have Jamal Ewing. Hold on, I gotta get in a different screen for that. Jamal Ewing. Yeah, some of these were giving me issues when I was uploading them, so I think I fixed everyone but this one. This one's blocking. But this young man is considered endangered missing child. This is in Memphis, and he was last seen on the 100 block of Wesley Forest, and the grandmother stated that she saw him on Wednesday night around 4:30, driving a gold-colored vehicle, unknown make or model, in the area of the 3600 block of Royalwood Drive. And they said that he is a black male. He is 5 feet 4 inches tall. He has 107 pounds, brown eyes, and brown hair. And if you have any information on him, what wasn't made clear just through this description, and I saw people commenting as well. Yeah, and I'm seeing Kim asking the same question. Was Jamal driving? There was no clarification on that. It's just the way that they worded it. That's all we got. So not sure. Kind of sounds like yes, but they didn't specify. And then I'll put this in the chat too. We have another young man, young adult. His name is Dylan. Let me put his information in the chat. And did that take? I hope it took. Yes, it took. Okay. And then Dylan, I'm sorry, is this Dylan? Yes, Dylan Baxter. He is, this is in Chicago again. Said Chicago police is asking for the public's help in locating a man who was reported missing from the Logan Square neighborhood. Dylan Baxter has been missing from the Bucktown area for nearly 2 weeks. He is 23 and was last seen via a surveillance video near his residence in the 2400 block of West Armitage on July 30th around 7:30 p.m. He's described as a black man with black hair and brown eyes. He is approximately 5 feet 11 inches. He weighs roughly 160 pounds. He also has a Ninja Turtle tattoo on his left arm. Police have described him as a high-risk individual. If anyone has any information on his whereabouts, they ask you to contact Area 5 detectives at area code 312-746-6554. Again, 312-746-6554. Then we have, I'll put this in the chat, we have an older gentleman, Bremen Earl Campbell Jr. Let me put his information in the chat. Paste. And this is out of Gary, Indiana. And he has been missing since July 27th of 2023. He is 44 years old, black male, dark complected. They're saying he's 5 feet 6 inches tall. He's about 165 pounds, short hair, and he was last heard from on July 27th. They said the circumstances of his disappearance, according to the family, a family member went to conduct a wellness check at his residence after the family was unable to contact him. During the wellness check, it was discovered that his door was unlocked and his keys, cell phone, and wallet were left on the table. And that is all of the information they have. If you have any information on him, and the family also commented, I had some additional notes, that they actually told the news station his license and wallet and keys were on the table. They say it's a mystery. It's nothing, because nothing like this has ever happened before. So this is unusual for a situation like this to happen. And if you have any information, you can call the Gary, Indiana Police Department at area code 219-881-1209. Again, area code 219-881-1209. 1209. And then lastly, we have another young lady. Let me put this information in the chat. We have Terrenay Wilson Williams, and this is out of Oakland, California. Get that in there. Now I can go here and enlarge it so I can read it. Okay, so she's been missing since August the 1st. She is 17 years old, missing from Oakland, California. She is approximately 5 feet 5 inches in height. Weight is 120 pounds. Brown hair. Her hair is shoulder length and brown eyes. They say that she was last seen on Friday around 5 p.m. in the 800 block of Campbell Street in Oakland. They also note that she is epileptic and partially blind, has partial blindness. So if you have any information on her, please call the Oakland, California police at area code 510-238-3641. Again, area code 510-238-3641. And that is all of our missing people for this particular live stream. Thoughts and prayers to all of their family members and to them. Hopefully that they all return home safely. And we have been having people who have been found, thank God. So we are getting some good news along the way. And and if you have any updates on, because there's so many people and I just don't have the bandwidth to track who's being found and all of that. If you ever run into and you find out that someone has been found that we've covered, definitely shoot me a message and let me know so that I can update our VPO community. And with that, we're going to move to our next segment. And that's just an update on our Tim Norman transcript reading. It's becoming a little bit more of a project than I originally thought or planned, which is fine, but it just means it needs a little bit more time. So I have been getting quite a few messages for people who have expressed interest in being a part of the cast to help read through and reenact the transcripts. And to those people, I will be sending out the next steps to those who communicated with me via the text community, VIP text community only, because I have too many platforms to track. And so I can't, I won't be able to keep up with people if they're all over all my platforms expressing interest. So the requirement is that if you're interested, you only contact me about that on the VIP text community, because it's easier for me to track and I can save y'all in a group and all kind of stuff. So yes, I'll be sending out next steps in the next couple of days with that. I'm kind of putting something together so it's really concise and I can kind of make that as smooth of a process as possible, since I'm doing the casting by myself. Also, something else that I have been getting questions about, I've received a couple messages, quite a few, of people expressing interest in wanting to play the roles of Tim, Terica, Travell, etc. And based on my experience, I'm pretty sure that the great majority of our people would prefer that I play those roles. And that was just in the back of my head the whole time. And part of it is because I do those voices and characters already. And the other part is that I was actually there in the courtroom. I know inflections. I know, what they were doing, how they answer questions, how they didn't, the tone, body language, all that stuff. And so, but I said, let me ask the VPO. I've already responded to a couple of people and I said, well, just let me. And I was telling them, yeah, the VPO would kill me if I didn't play Terica and Tim, for sure. Travell, as well, but definitely Terica, especially Terica, but then Tim as well. I know y'all well enough. I see y'all. So I'm seeing here we're at 90 something %. So just as I figured. So just so you know, if you are interested in, there's still time to contact me about that. If you are interested, definitely. Oh, great. Minister Annette Edwards is saying her niece Bailey has been found and returned home. Thanks to everyone. That's a blessing. We talked about Bailey last week, if I'm not mistaken. So we highlighted Bailey, and she is now home safely. God is good. So things are happening. That's great. But yeah, so I just wanted to say that and make it official that I'm not guessing what the people want, but I know what the great majority do want. So yeah, that's about all I have on that. So if you have any questions, VIP text community, which is going across the screen, the 312-847, whatever it just said. What is it? 312-847-2346. That would be the number to text. You text me, it's one-on-one. Nobody else is seeing your messages, just me. So that moves us to our next story, which is a very unfortunate story of, hold on, my stuff is little, there we go. Our next story, which is a shocking medical negligence situation where a newborn was decapitated during delivery and led to what has now become a lawsuit, but also what the family discovered was that there was a cover-up involved in this as well. And this is a very young couple. So who you see on your screen is the young couple who unfortunately experienced this. They're from Georgia, and the baby was tragically decapitated during delivery due to alleged medical neglect. And the grieving parents, Jessica Ross and Trayvon Isaiah Taylor Sr., have filed lawsuits against Dr. Tracy and the St. Julian and Southern Region Medical Center, the hospital where the devastating accident occurred. So they're saying in details of the lawsuit filed in Georgia's Clayton County, it alleges that the doctor, who is a obstetrician and a gynecologist, used excessive force during delivery, leading to decapitating. I'm not sure how many times I can say that word before YouTube do horrible things to my monetization on this video, which they've been doing to our last few. But the complaint further claims that the medical center attempted to conceal the manner of the baby's passing away from the parents and engaged thereafter in a cover-up. And they said during the delivery, the baby experienced a condition where the shoulders became stuck in the birth canal, and the doctor is accused of failing to adhere to medical standards by instead applying excessive force on the baby's head and neck, causing the tragic outcome. And despite the complications, the medical center reportedly delayed the necessary cesarean section, leading to further complications and eventually the loss of the baby's life. And then they are also denying requests and covering up allegations. They said in the lawsuit, it also highlights the parents' claims that their request for cesarean, hold on, trying to multitask and I need my eyes to be focused on one thing at a time for this. There we go. But they were saying that the couple's requests were denied earlier when the baby's chances of survival were actually higher. The grieving couple alleges that the Southern Regional Medical Center tried to discourage them from seeking an autopsy and urged them to have the baby's body cremated. So they was trying to make sure they covered up their tracks. Horrible. The hospital staff allegedly wrapped and propped the baby's body to hide the decapitation. Response from the Southern Region Medical Center in response to the lawsuit has been denied. They've denied the allegations and expressed condolences to the family. The medical center states that the doctor, St. Julian, was not an employee and has taken the appropriate steps in responding to the situation. Due to the patient's privacy laws, the hospital is refraining from discussing any specifics of the case. So I got a little video for that as well.
Dreams and hopes turned into a nightmare.
When the womb was open, the feet came out, the body came out, and there was no head.
Attorneys speaking on behalf of 20-year-old Jessica Ross and her boyfriend, Trevion Taylor, who tragically lost their firstborn son during delivery at Southern Regional Medical Center in Clayton County. It happened on July 9th.
Dr. St. Julian came in, and she, in the process of trying to deliver this baby, pulled on the baby's head and neck so hard and manipulated them so hard that the bones in the baby's skull, face, and neck were broken.
They're now suing the hospital, nurses, and Dr. Tracy St. Julian, accusing them of gross negligence and a cover-up.
The healthcare providers at Southern Regional Hospital, after this horrific incident, told them these things and tried to hide what actually happened.
When they wrapped this baby up tightly, they propped the baby's head up on top of the blanket to make it appear as though the head was actually attached when it wasn't.
Saying medical staff failed to report the incident to law enforcement, and instead, the couple found out from the funeral home.
It wasn't until then when Dr. St. Julian told the family what actually happened. Up to that point, they had encouraged the family to, hey, just have a cremation done.
Prime Healthcare says Dr. St. Julian is not an employee at Southern Regional, but they issued a statement on behalf of the hospital saying in part, while our sympathies go out to the family, Southern Regional Medical Center denies the allegations in the complaint referencing the hospital.
We're going to put all of these people who were in the room under oath and find out what they have to say specifically about what happened that tragic evening.
Valencia Jones, Atlanta Now News.
So yeah, very, very unfortunate situation. And in light of the severity of the incident, they're saying the Clayton County Medical Examiner's Office has called for state officials to investigate the roles of the medical practitioners involved, and the lawsuit seeks an unspecified punitive damages and highlights the issue of racial disparities when it comes to infant and maternal mortality rates. And I have definitely heard, situations where they've said that, Black women and parents who go through this aren't listened to. The medical staff don't listen to them. And so this seems like a case of a situation like that, where they're saying, okay, we want the cesarean while we can possibly have a better chance of saving our baby's life. And they're like, no, don't worry about that. And then we end up with a situation like this. Horrible. Thank you so much, Power Dynamics for Life. I bypass Southern Regional all occasions of emergency, even though I'm 15 minutes away. Horrible hospital. I was going to actually ask that question because for any of you, I almost put it in a poll, but then I said it wouldn't apply to the majority of you. But I was wondering, does that hospital have a history of not being that great with service, or these sort of malpractice issues, etc. Where was I at? So the poll closed out. Have you heard the story of the doctor? This particular situation, 73% of you said yes, 26% of you said no. Do you think those who covered it up should face criminal charges? 100% of you say yes. And I 100% agree with 100% of you, especially because things could happen. I could see the malpractice part of this, the accident part of this, but the fact that they then tried to cover it up and then tried to convince the parents to cremate the baby as well, so that there would be literally no evidence. And they only found out about the condition of the baby from the funeral home. So it wasn't even like anyone ever explained or et cetera. And then to prop the baby up, wrap it so tight that so the head would stay up. I mean, horrible. That's to me, like, that's evil. So Yeah, I absolutely believe that. And then should the hospital also be held liable for the doctor's negligence? 100%, 100% of you say yes. Doesn't matter that she was a contractual worker. They are still responsible for what happens in their hospital. Okay, so I'm going to do the start comments, and then we'll move on to the next topic. You can say to see that mother's face in shock broke my heart. Yeah, you can just see like both the mother and the father just like a sadness, a heaviness on them. That hospital is so terrible. I tell people don't go there. So here we go. Ambitious Beauty is saying the same thing that Power Dynamic was saying. So this hospital does have, I was wondering, because that's not something that's come up yet, but there's a good chance with this story, as people start to dig, they're going to start to see the things that you all know from the, personal experience or community, what the community knows is already. So terrible. This kind of things shouldn't be happening anymore. Barbaric. Yeah, very, very. Jessica Johnson is saying so many hospitals redact records and get away with stuff like this. Yeah. I've had situations of where people suspected malpractice or relatives passing away, and they felt like the hospital had, some malpractice was involved in it. Absolutely. Black women are treated so horribly during childbirth. Tragedies like this should not happen. Yeah, absolutely. And then to try to hide it, to lose a baby that she didn't even get to see. Yeah. And then they said, they had it where she could only see the baby from behind the glass. Like that's horrible. Arne Smith, my question is, why would the nurses risk their own license to cover up for this doctor? They don't work for the doctor. Shaking my head. That's another thought as well. I don't know. But again, if they're used to just covering up so much, it's a part of their, daily task. Maybe this is what they do all day, covering up neglect and malpractice. They prop the baby's head on top of the body and wrap the baby in a blanket. Show the baby, explain. Yeah, this is beyond horrible. Yeah. Yeah, the doctor needs her medical license revoked and she needs to do time. I would say in this situation, had it been that this happened and it was due to too much force, et cetera, but she, fessed up to it right away and took accountability, that to me would be different. But the fact that there was a cover up involved and they literally had it worked out for them would have let this family just go on thinking, something happened. Even the mom maybe blaming herself or her body or whatever. The fact that they would go that route, I think, yeah, she should lose her license for sure. This is like the hospital in Frankfort, Kentucky, where my mother lives, and she would not go to the hospital in Frankfurt because of any reason. She would drive 45 miles. Yeah. Yep. Right. As a doctor, she should have owned up to the situation right away. Yeah, because if it's neglect, she has insurance for it, but now you lied and covered it up. Yeah, basically, this is exactly what I was just saying. There are pain tolerance studies on us. It is true. They think we have a higher pain tolerance. They forgot about us being experimental for OB/GYN to exist. Yeah, yep, I've heard about that. Another one, LeBron's Unicorn, Southern Regional is trash. They made my friend's mom wait 7 hours in the ER with a broken ankle. Yeah, that's crazy. And TJ Diamond's giving a little insight. She has 2 independent practices separate from the hospital. Well, look like they both gonna be gone. Okay, well, that brings that unfortunate story to a close. So I'm sure there'll be more. We'll follow it in the future. And yeah, I'm sure there's much more to this, especially with this cover up. So our next story takes us back to one we've been covering for, I guess, a week now, maybe. The RiverFront brawl. I don't even know if I want to rename it because it movement, the RiverFront movement, because it's become way deeper than what it initially seemed. There has been, as many of you I'm sure have been really following it, know that there have been 4 arrests as of now technically 5 arrests, and then, you know, just a whole lot of stuff happening in social media. There's been tons of memes and videos and TikToks and all of that. And originally I was going to do that today, but as I was putting together today's show, I'm like, we got way too much show for me to then have a segment on memes and videos. So we might do that during the week next week, or at some point, maybe on another Foolishness Friday. But as of today, we just don't have enough time for that. And we ain't gonna be here 4 hours. That's not happening. Okay, so I'm gonna play this video for you of the captain of the riverboat that was trying to dock, that the smaller pontoon boat was blocking. He's giving insight into what happened. I think, let me see, is that what I got? 84% of you have continued to follow this story. So you may be interested in this if you haven't seen it. I'm sure most of you have seen it as well. Is this or that? Okay, that's that.
That massive Alabama brawl is speaking out for the very first time. He joins me live. But first, some new developments tonight in the investigation. Police are now charging another person, this time Mary Todd, with third-degree assault, making her the 4th person now facing charges. A 21-year-old turned herself in today, is expected to make her first court appearance tomorrow morning. Earlier this week, police also charged 3 men with third-degree assault. Tonight, in an exclusive interview, the captain of that riverboat is speaking out about just what happened that day. Captain Jim Kittrell joins me now. Thank you for joining us today. We see where the video picks up, but tell us what you saw happen.
Well, what everybody hadn't seen yet is what happened to make all these other things happen. And that was, we were doing our 5 to 7 cruise last Saturday, coming into the dock. And I noticed there's a lot of boats at the dock. And I noticed that one of the pontoons is too far back for me to align my exit ramp with my exit gate with the exit ramp. So I said, okay, well, so I blow my horn a few times, boop, boop, and nothing happens. So I did that another time, nothing happened. So I got on the PA and I said, folks in the pontoon boat there, could you please move your boat up a few feet so I can pull into the dock? Nothing happened, no response at all. I did that maybe 5, 6 times and it still hadn't moved. So I said, okay, so I said, listen now, I've got to get these people to the dock. I've got 200 passengers on here. I need you to move the boat forward. Still nothing, so I said, okay, well, I'm gonna have to call the police. And the police are gonna come down here, and if you've got alcohol on your boat or whatever, it's gonna be a bad day, so let's just move the boat up and avoid that. Still nothing.
This is all
So I
the
said, okay,
PA
so I
system.
called the police.
You're saying this to them. They're within earshot. You call the police, they still don't respond until this moment when you have your co-captain get off, and that's what he's confronted with?
Well, not yet. After I called the police, I went back on the PA one more time. And I said, okay, I've called the police. They're going to be down here. They're coming on their way. Well, the passengers and crew said they're flipping you off there, Captain. I said, okay, so I knew that I wasn't going to get any cooperation. Well, then they just left. Everybody on the boat left, off the dock. They're gone. As far as I know, they're gone. I didn't know. So I said, okay, what am I going to do now? About that time, a friend of mine who was the captain of the Sipping Cycle, he called me up. He was at the scene too. He was doing cruises. And he said, what you going to do, Captain? He said, I tried to talk to them to get them to move, and they refused to move. I said, well, do you think you could come over here, let me put a couple of deckhands on your boat and send them over there and let them move the boat for me? And that's common practice in the boat world. Yeah, sometimes you have to move a boat here and there just to fit in. It happens a lot like at fuel docks or whatever. You have to move the boat sometimes. It's not.
It's not unheard of to do something like that.
Yeah.
And so, then when that happened, I mean, how did we then see that obviously these men were approached? They came back on the scene. Either you thought they had gone, and then this violence escalates. You know, watching this, people immediately thought, just because of the racial dynamic in particular, obviously here, they saw a group of white men attacking a singular black man who was struck. It looks like first. Did you believe that race played an impact and a role on this entire thing?
Well, initially, now Damien, he's actually my first mate, and I've been mentoring him. He's been on the boat for. Yes, he's the one that was struck, and he's been a dear friend of mine for a long time. And when the first guy hit him, I said, "Oh my God," you know, and he threw his hat up. I said, "Oh no, we got problems." And then another guy got involved, and then three or four more guys came running down the dock. I said, "Thank God they're going to stop this," but they didn't stop it. They jumped in as well. So he had like 5 or 6 folks on there. And the other guy that's on the dock, his name's Daniel, and he's 16 years old. He's a deckhand candidate, and he did his best, you know, trying. He stepped in there and tried to help as best he could. He got punched fairly early there. So
have you talked to Damien?
Yeah, you know, I saw it.
Have you talked to him? How is he holding up?
Oh yeah, I mean, I took him to the hospital that night. We've been he's doing well. He's still having some headaches and stuff, but he's doing well. But you know, I saw it like everybody else saw it. It looks like a white people attacking a black man. I thought that. I felt that. I felt that was the case. What everybody's thinking. But you know, I don't know the hearts of those men. I have no idea what's in their hearts. Now, I do know the hearts of my crew. And my crew was like frustrated because they couldn't get to the dock and protective. So I know that's what was going through their mind, because that's what was going through mine. But
had you had any other experiences before with this same group of people?
Well, I don't know about the same group of people. This is a group that comes up from downriver, from Selma. They come up every year, and they park their boats and they go have fun downtown. And we have, a couple of years ago, we came back from the cruise to get our golf cart that we used to get people up the hill that are handicapped or elderly. And we get back and the golf cart's gone. We don't know where it is. Well, eventually we get a call from the hotel, and the Embassy Suites Hotel, and they say, "Hey man, your golf cart's in our lobby." So we go down there and get the golf cart, and we see the video. We find out who it is. We call the police. We all get together with the guy that stole it, and you know, the police say, you know, it's just kind of a prank. And I called my boss, because the boat belongs to the city. Right. He said it's city property, but so he wanted me to press charges, but the police said, "Hey man, you know, just a little prank. So let's let it slide." I said, "Okay."
Well, so Captain, there's been a very different response to this. This does not feel like a prank. It's not being treated like a prank. There are criminal charges, people turning themselves in, arrest warrants issued. And as you say, really, we've been all watching this unfold. And what struck me is that you thought that the people coming in were going to help. And we saw what ultimately occurred. Captain, thank you for sharing this story with us and telling us what we were not seeing. I know there's more to it. We'll want to hear from you again. Thank you so much.
So yeah, that was the actual captain. I'm seeing some of the comments. I'm having some of the same thoughts, because it looked like he really was very hesitant to want to actually say that, in fact, it was racism, but he eventually kowtowed to it. The thing also is that you see the pattern, the privilege, that someone can literally steal a golf cart, and because they got the right complexion for the protection, the police are like, "Oh no, it was just a joke. You don't even know the guy." Well, maybe you don't, maybe you do know him, but it's just, don't press no charges. Don't worry about it. We're not gonna write this up. This is just him having fun. Never mind, y'all had to go actually look for it, and he took it off the property, and it's owned by the city. Like, we ignore all of that. Yeah. But very interesting that you see all that happened before it even got to that point. Why? What kind of privilege do they think they got that they could block well over 200 people from being able to dock so that they could get off of a boat, of a ship, basically? That is just the audacity of that alone is beyond me. And I know I saw, like, when this first, like maybe by day 2 and you started hearing more accounts of it, I did read somewhere that they said that they had been sitting there for like 45 minutes. And I was like, okay, maybe that was an exaggeration or a misunderstanding or a typo or something. Now this makes sense. It probably was 45 minutes of all of that happening before they were finally able to dock and then everybody get off. And that makes more sense why the people, well, on top of seeing them jumping on, what's his name? Damien rather, seeing them jump on him, like all of that makes it is more understandable of how it seemed like it escalated like that, because it didn't escalate like that. That was well over an hour of stuff happening. Surprisingly, 88% of you had not seen this video. I just knew that all of y'all had mostly seen it. I thought it would be the opposite of 80-something of y'all, 80-something% had seen it. So once again, I'm glad that I pulled something in that I almost was like, oh, they probably already seen that. But it was very interesting getting it from his perspective, for sure. So also who has been speaking, has come to light is the man who was first attacked, the black man who was attacked, who was trying to rectify the situation. And he's a dock worker. His name is Damian Pickett. He gave a statement to the police just hours after the Montgomery riverboat brawl had took place last Saturday. He hasn't spoken publicly about the incident yet, they say, but the statement he gave the police has revealed his version of the events that took place during the brawl. And in his statement, he said the crew members told the white boaters to move 5 or 6 times, which is aligning with what the captain just said, and that after receiving the finger from them in response, he untied their small boat. This is when Pickett said, by the time 2 people ran up behind me, the man in the red hat yelled to Pickett, don't touch my MFing, don't touch that boat, MFer, or we'll beat your ASS. I know I normally say that where I'm trying to stop cursing a little bit because the YouTube getting me. It says, from this point, the small boat's owner came down and got in Pickett's face and started getting loud. He got into my face and he was quoted as saying, this belongs to the effing public. I told him this was a city dock, you know, because they think they know everything. They know everything. He gonna tell so the big old riverboat is sharing the dock with private boats, so it's got to get a park if it can find one. That don't even make sense. They just make up the rules as they go, just whatever works for them, because they too lazy to move a little bitty boat for a riverboat. That is insane. Says then Pickett recalls a tall older white guy came over and hit me in the face. I took my head off, threw it in the air. We all saw that. Oh, we saw that. He said, somebody hit me from behind. I started choking the other guy in front of me, so he couldn't anymore, pushing him back at the same time. Then the guy in the red shorts came up and tackled me. We saw that too. I went to the ground. I think I hit one of them. I can't tell you how long it lasted. I grabbed one of them and just held on for dear life, which was helpful because I noticed they was trying to save whoever that was he had a hold on. Says shortly thereafter, Pickett said his co-worker jumped in the water and swam over to defend him and fight back. We saw that too. Very accurate story. And he was up in the mix. So usually when people up in the mix, they don't know what's really happening. Very accurate. He says, then his nephew went after so was that his nephew? He said, wait, his co-worker jumped in the water and swam over to defend him and fight back. Then his nephew went after the people that attacked him, and even Pickett's sister got choked by the man who started it all. So maybe that was there was a guy, a tall black guy who was one of the first on the scene. And then it was a woman who was right up in the mix, a black woman standing kind of to the side a little bit. So maybe that was her sister. It says the guy who started it all was choking my sister. I hit him, grabbed her and moved her. I turned around and MTV had a taser in my face. I told them I was the one being attacked and could I finish doing my job? So that was his statement to the police. It'll be interesting because we saw the captain say that the captain knows him well. They've been friends a long time. He actually took him to the hospital after all of this and has been in communication with him. And he said he still has headaches. I see a lawsuit coming. Very much so. Well-deserved. Can't wait to follow that as well. Oh, I forgot to put it. So this is the best picture that's out there that I have been able to find of Damian Pickett, who is the what did they call him? I don't know. I lost my place. But yeah, he works. He's the employee. What do they call him? A boat handler or something? Dock person? Something. Anyway, also there's been another person coming out with more to the story. The thing is, I'm not sure how much of this is true or not, but for ish and giggles, I'm going to play it for you anyway, and I'll get your thoughts. If it'll play. I think it just needs to buffer. And this is...
So we're opening up the phone lines to give Donkey of the Day to whoever...
For those of you who may not be familiar, I'm like playing it just... thank you, Deborah, saying first mate. Yeah, for those of you who may not be familiar, this is the Breakfast Club with DJ Envy and Charlemagne, and then whoever their guest host is each week. And they had a caller call in into the show who claims that she was a contractual nurse at the hospital that the attackers showed up at. And so she gives her account of the situation. That little add-in is me. Where is it? That SS Deadass. when she mentioned the footprint on the lady's face, I was like, oh, I've seen this meme. Let me add this one in. Since I wasn't gonna do a whole segment of memes for y'all, I gave y'all that one. 77% of you do believe this caller's story. 25% of you, 20 is jumping a little bit, but 20-something% of you do not believe her story. I don't know. I've heard that about the lady with the shoe print on her face. There are pictures of them arriving to the ER. I'm just not sure, but I still wanted to play it for y'all. So my disclaimer is I don't know if that was true or not. But what I do know is true is this tweet that someone put out there. And they said the walk of shame into the ER, laughing emojis, Montgomery, Alabama. And they named the people Mary Elizabeth Todd. That's a plantation name. That's Missy's plantation name. Chase Shipman. Yeah, another one. Rachel Faulkner Todd. It's adding up. Kathy Cromer Martin. Very much so plantation names. And Blake Lanford. Yes, Langford. Yeah. They not too far from they plantation roots because they ain't changed these names. If y'all didn't know better, now you know. So yes, that was someone tweeted that. Someone was there capturing them walking into the ER. So this is the photo. Wish they had got video, but they only got photo. And then one of the, assailants standing there. And then, we got the story of the lady saying that allegedly they were saying things about, oh my gosh, a bunch of N-words here, and they called the police. And Police is like, if you don't want to get help from them, then go somewhere else. And from what's being stated on social media, they went somewhere else to get service because they didn't want the N-words touching them. I don't know what's true, what's not, because there's so much out there, and I know how social media works. Might all be true. Some of it might not be. Don't know. So also what I noticed literally before, as I was putting the last pieces of the show together, so I didn't get to dig into this, but they're saying the man caught on camera hitting the white people on the head with the folding chair during the brawl at the riverfront turned himself in and has been charged with disorderly conduct. I'm okay with that charge. Disorderly conduct. I think that's a lower charge. They're saying the Montgomery police said on Friday that his name is Reggie Ray. Reggie Ray turned himself in. He has been charged with disorderly conduct and is currently in the municipal jail. I think we need to find out. Again, I rushed to put this in the story. I don't know if GoFundMes have been raised in his honor, etc. Let's not let him sit in jail for his heroic act. You know how they do. Theirs could be straight up serial killers, and they will raise $3 million in 15 seconds to get them off. You know, as long as they serial killers of the others. You know how it works. So we need to show our power. Maybe it's already happening, but if not, I'm speaking it into existence because I don't know. I don't really know what's happening. And they said he is also the 5th person to be arrested for the brawl down at the riverfront in Alabama. I thought they had arrested him on site, though, because they pinned the guy down and really was roughing him up. And I thought it was the same guy who was swinging the chair, but maybe not. It was so much commotion, but I thought that's what was happening. The other piece of this is the celebrity, piece of this. Marlon Wayans inserted himself in this, and it's got me questioning some things. But anyway, this was on the Neighborhood Talk. They said, "Oop, Marlon Wayans receives backlash for seemingly condemning the group of Black people who defended a security guard who was jumped by white people. Let's all be love, not war," is what he tweeted out or put in his whatever. This looks like Instagram that he ended up typing, "How about we not tried that in a small town? Ish silly, bro. Let's all just be love, not war." And people were responding. And one person says, "You would post this part, shaking my head. Y'all tap dancing celebrities really get on my nerves." Ooh, she calling him a Sambo. That was a guy calling him a Sambo. Captions like this show you hate your own people. This is crazy. Yeah, I'm really wondering if he did not get full context and just saw videotapes of the brawling and just ran to social media and saw, it was one and the other. And yeah, but they weren't done. So one person said, "I don't get," let me enlarge it over here. Oh, I didn't bring it over here. "I don't get what you are trying to do here. Confusing people and not telling the whole story. You are not even addressing how the white people, literally all man and woman, jumped and beat a Black man for doing his job. Shame on you." I agree. Then this person said, "Marlon Wayans, Marlon, we backed you when you went up against United, even though you didn't show the entire story. Same rules apply. The security guard was literally doing his job to clear the dock so that the riverboat could dock and bring on the next passengers. The good old boys jumped him, so bystanders and the boat crew defended him. Now, what was your excuse for complaining about United?" That's the thing. You can't be saying you want people to back you, and when you're not getting your celebrity privilege or whatever. I don't even know what that story. I saw it. I saw a headline and I ain't even dig to know. So I don't even know exactly what happened. I know he was talking about mistreatment in some way. I don't know what, how, where, or when. But he was definitely looking for people to back him. And then we got a man literally getting beat and his life is in danger. That was a part I didn't read of the headline where he literally said the man said that he would unalive him. Yeah. And so big misstep. The other piece that came up about this is the history of this particular site and why it was a moment of victory and celebration for some people in seeing the uprising. I'm trying to think of choice of words, but anyway, they said that this actually happened in a location in Alabama where our ancestors used to be sold. We were auctioned off so much by this part of the Alabama River that enslavers built depots to store us until it was our time to be sold. This makes this display of unity actually happen in a location in Alabama where our ancestors used to be sold. We were auctioned off. Oh, why is this repeating? I read the beginning of it and pulled it. It looks like it. This part of Alabama River that enslaved built depots to store us until it was our time to be sold. This makes this display of unity in Bloody Saturday that much more meaningful. Those Black folks who were sold might have been their ancestors, and they might have been sold off by those white dudes' ancestors. Whoa. Well, based on those last names, it's not far-fetched. Not far-fetched. I've gone back to my family's land in Louisiana many times, and I swear when I see the grave sites and them and all of that around the plantations and stuff, a lot of them names matching up. It's their ancestors. It is. Yeah. Okay, so we have some starred comments. We have 17. I'm not reading 17 because we have a long show ahead of us. So let's see. Let's see. I guess there's a GoFundMe for those who participate in the brawl who helped the guy. Okay, good. I wish I had that information handy. If someone has it handy, please put it in the chat. That'd be great. Put that back up. Okay, next comment. M. Nicole says, folks like to pretend we can't see race. Whether it's a factor or not, it becomes one. Look who was immediately handcuffed. Yeah, we see that all the time. Yeah, we do. Okay. If this wasn't recorded, there would be no white people arrested. I could definitely see that as well. I can definitely see that. This reporter is life. She's representing. I'm wondering if you're talking about the CNN interview I just played with the captain of the riverboat. Her name is Laura Coates. I've actually been following her for years. She used to be on a guest host or guest host and a guest on the Karen Hunter show that I listened to on Sirius XM. So that's where I got to know her. She's actually an attorney as well. And she was doing commentating part-time and, being an analyst and all of that. And then now she has a show. I'm so proud of her because I've watched her journey. So yeah, Laura Coates. And I don't know if she still has her show on Sirius XM or not, but she used to have a show on there as well. Margin USA, this is also where they slow. Oh, okay, I just read that. Okay. Yep. That's why I'm pre-reading, because some of the stuff here is things I've already stated or was stated in the interview. Since CNN fired Don Lemon, I have been done with them. Yeah. No one called it an attack, instead a brawl. Yeah, that's true too. That's why I've been trying to correct my language of it. You're right. That's why I called them the perpetrators and attackers. I saw the video where the mayor was saying that he doesn't need the black voters to be elected. if everything is brown, there isn't any green. The mayor said that? The mayor, not the guy? Because I know supposedly they own a gas station, or one of the guys owns a gas station. I heard him saying he doesn't want black dollars anyway or something. He only wants white dollars or something. But again, I don't know what's just fodder in social media, what's true, because I didn't see it. Supposedly it was from his business page, but stuff like that can be hacked and all that. So I don't know. They weren't being lazy, Vel. They were being arrogant and entitled. Did I ever say they were being lazy? Jessica Johnson? I don't think I ever said that. If I did, that was a total slip of words, because that definitely ain't how I feel about it. He needs to be bailed out for sure. Yeah, absolutely. I hope that it said that he was still in, but I'm hoping as of this moment he's out. And there's the GoFundMe. Yeah, good. It's been linked. Alice, thank you, Alice. Alice has linked to GoFundMe in the chat, so you can easily click on it and donate. I will be doing the same to make sure that none of them face more time, any time behind bars for helping to save that man's life. Because I'm sure had they been able to just do what they, thank you, Kim Yuka, because I'm like, people love to put words in my mouth. Oh my God, y'all, if y'all only knew. Y'all only knew the messages and stuff I get. Like, stop it now. Like, I know what I say. Like, I'll mess up some words, but I'm like, I would never say, oh no, they was just being lazy. Hell no, that was white privilege all day, all night. That was entitlement that I've seen many, many times. Thank you all for confirming what I already knew about what I said and didn't say. Okay, moving on. Oh yeah, I got through the comments. Okay, we're gonna move on to the next story. Do you know who Kai Cenat is? I think I'm pronouncing that right. I don't know. He said his name earlier. I'm so bad with names because I was like, please get this boy's name right, and I don't even know. I might not even have it right. Do you know who this young fella, I'm feeling, this young fella is? Y'all know who this young fella is? This guy is a social media influencer, and he basically decided to do an ambitious gaming giveaway in New York City's Union Square that was intended to be fun and a generous event that quickly spiraled into chaos, drawing attention of the NYPD and resulting in arrests, injuries, and property damage. It was a lot. 75% of you say no. I am not surprised, mainly because most of y'all are around my age, just a little younger in some cases, but y'all probably ain't on all these social media platforms. And he's a gamer and silly skit stuff, pranking and crazy, crazy little stuff on his platforms that most of us would not be entertained by. It's not high level. It's not high level. We do shenanigans, but it's like high level shenanigans. We do high level convo with shenanigans, layered on some shenanigans. That ain't what you're getting over there. You're getting like, what is this? What are y'all doing? That's silly. Could have been silly. So yeah, 75% of you do not know who he is. I'm trying to see this other poll before I go to the next one, because I got one more before I get deep into the story. Did you hear or see about the NYC teen/youth, young adult rather, riot? 60% of you did see it. 34% of you did not. So you maybe have a little idea of what's happening here. Maybe I can break down a few little pieces. I've heard of him just because of the work that I do, social media. So I kind of do hear about those people who are like killing the game, as they say. And he's one of those people, and he, really through the pandemic and stuff, really shot him up. So the other question is, do you know what Twitch is? And so they said Cenat who has more than 6.5 million followers on Twitch and more than 5 million on Instagram, 4 million on YouTube, announced during a Twitch stream on August the 2nd that he was going to have a huge giveaway at 4 p.m. on August 4th in Union Square Park. In the stream, he said that he would be giving away computers, PlayStation 5s, microphones, keyboards, webcams, gaming chairs, headphones, and gift cards from a truck in Union Square. However, the turnout exceeded expectations with thousands of attendees swarming the area. The crowd quickly got out of control, obstructing traffic and escalating to acts of violence, including the use of fireworks, confrontation with the police. The NYPD declared a level 4 response, leading to over 60 arrests and significant property damage. And here's a little clip of that. Get rid of that one. It's buffering. So that was what was happening. And this is just a little clip. Like, it was so much that they were doing, and just destroying cars, robbing the vendors, you know, the street vendors. They even they were attacking them. One guy, they had beat up one of the street vendors, an older guy. He was protecting his head, and some of the youth surrounding him like, y'all get off of him, you know, that sort of thing. Just craziness, all because you know, this influencer was supposed to be there to do a giveaway. How he thought that he was going to do a giveaway in mayhem with no real structure to it whatsoever. How are you going to just you don't have enough stuff for tens of thousands of people, obviously. So how are you going to give this away? You're going to throw it in the crowd and have them beat each other and kill each other over it? Like, it just made no sense. So anyway, in the aftermath of the chaotic event, he went on his live on Twitch Wednesday night to condemn the violence that ensued after thousands of people gathered in New York City's Union Square last week for the giveaway. He expressed deep disappointment in the disruptive turn of events, emphasizing that he did not condone any violence or destruction that occurred. He stressed that his intention was to create a safe and enjoyable experience for his community, and regretted the negative outcomes of the giveaway. Mind you, for someone who wanted a safe and enjoyable situation, he's literally throwing a festival in the middle of the day with no warning to police, etc. Just, y'all show up here, and he's talking about tens of thousands. This dude got millions of followers on every platform, and he thinks he can just say, hey, y'all come out, and he don't need no permit. He don't need no security. Well, he has security. He did have security, but like police security, none of it. No sort of system of how he's supposedly going to give this stuff away. That was another thing. The news was saying that he didn't even have anything to give away. He's claiming that they weren't reporting fairly, and that's not true. They didn't know what they were talking about. I'm like, if there was a truck, I see you there. I saw some other footage. I never saw him near a semi truck, because that's what you would need. Really, a couple semi trucks full of stuff. Never saw that. Where was it? Where was these products that you were going to get? Did they ever get given away? Did some people get it and some people didn't? Look like nobody got nothing. So how are you saying that's not true? There was stuff there. Where is it? We should see the truck at least. Because if they doing all that, most likely what would have been trying to break in the truck and take their stuff, since you had to, you know, leave for your safety. So anyway, during his emotional appeal, during his Twitch stream, he shared his emotional journey and realization of the impact that he holds over his audience. He expressed his desires to give back to the community and supported him while advocating for mutual respect between citizens and law enforcement. He opened up about his personal beliefs, mentioning that his faith in Jesus Christ and his conviction that he'll get through this ordeal. He asked his fans and media to respect his family's privacy and refrain from harassing them. He also announced his temporary break from the stream due to the upcoming court appearance that he has related to this. So here's he did like a 10-minute live. I kind of cut it in half just for those of you who are unfamiliar completely, and so we can talk about it. You can see what he actually said. Buffering. I'm gonna leave that up for now.
Hold on, let me go ahead and say, I already know there's a lot of chat. The news is watching. There's a lot of media in here right now. There's a lot of boomers in here right now. There's everybody in here right now, okay? Okay, first things first. Y'all already know. Y'all already seen everything, okay? It's on international news. This took a goddamn... Bro, this is crazy, okay? I'm gonna go ahead and say what I gotta say real quick. All right? Chat. Being from New York, it has literally always been, ever since I started everything like this, bro, it has been my dream to want to give back to the community that made me who I am, bro. You feel what I'm saying? But after Friday, bro, I've come to realize the amount of not only power, but influence that I have on people. You feel what I'm saying? I've come to realize that, bro, and I'm saying that to say this. I am beyond, bro, disappointed. Beyond disappointed in anybody who became destructive that day, bro. 100%, bro. That's not cool, man. None of that is cool, bro. You feel what I'm saying? After the things that I've seen, I'm beyond disappointed in the things that went on Friday. And I want people to know that none of that was my intention. You feel what I'm saying? None of that. I had good intentions for this whole thing. And none of that was my intentions, bro. Not only that, but I don't condone any of the things that went on that day. None of that is cool. I'm seeing random videos of people getting sturdy on people's cars. And I'm asking myself while I'm watching the video, why? Like, why? It's crazy. You feel what I'm saying? And I also, I spoke to myself, bro. I've also asked myself. I said, yo, I'm not gonna lie, Kai, you feel what I'm saying? Next time you want to do any of these things like this, you need to hit up the right people, make the right calls, okay? I need to be able to hit up the right people, make the right calls, and do it the correct way. Because as a whole, bro, we all have to do it. We all have to do better. As an update onto what's going on, y'all know, y'all have seen it. I'm being hit with multiple charges. Y'all know that already, though. For me streaming, I might have to chill for a little bit due to the fact that, one, I got court dates that I got to appear to. My first court date, this August 16th. You know, I have things that I actually have to handle. You feel me? I got charges and stuff like that. So I have to go to court and I have to handle a lot of things. And yeah, that's about it. I probably won't be, y'all not going to be seeing me for a little bit. And as a little bit, I mean like a little bit. It's not going to be no long, bro. It's not going to be nothing long. I'm trying to get through this and stuff like that and handle everything the correct way. And you know, I gotta do what I gotta do, chat. That's about it. You feel what I'm saying? And anybody worried about me, don't be worried for me. You feel what I'm saying? I can do things, anything is possible through Christ. So I'm just been praying. I've been, you know, I'm a firm believer in Jesus Christ and God. So I know he got my back through this whole thing. And I'm praying for anybody who's been affected by what went on. That's not cool. You feel what I'm saying? And those who did the things that they did and messed up a lot of stuff, bro, y'all need serious counseling, bro. I don't know what is wrong with some of the people that did what they did. That's about it. I've been praying. You feel me? I can go ahead and pray for y'all real quick, if that's cool with y'all. For anybody who got affected, you feel what I'm saying? In the name of the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth that is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. God, I pray that, you know, that everybody learn from this, and everybody who was a part of that, I pray that they're you know, safe, and everybody who became something destructive, they got to rethink on all the things that they've done and face whatever consequences come their way. You feel what I'm saying? I'm sorry for those who've been affected by this whole thing, and make sure that we move with a positive light and energy going forward. I pray that these next couple of weeks that I got to go through and stuff like that is go smooth and positive, and you know, I'm able to get through whatever I got to get through. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit. I just had to get that out the way. But Don't worry about me, chat. You feel what I'm saying? Let me go handle whatever I gotta go handle.
So that was his statement. And I see that 60%, the question is, did his apology seem sincere to you? And 60% of you say no, 40% say yes. I'm torn. He's obviously good at connecting. He has the gift of gab, etc. That's how he grew to having millions upon millions of followers on all these various platforms. So when people are charismatic like that, I'm always very cautious to take what I see at face value, and I like to look at the sum total of what's occurring around them. And I can say the clips of video I saw him doing in his, I think he was on a sprinter or something. He was laughing at a certain point, like he was enjoying it. It was all of that. But then at the end, he was going live like, y'all need to go home. Y'all need to go home kind of thing. So I think there was a level of wanting to cause some level of chaos, but not knowing that it would be like that. I don't know exactly. If y'all know, let me know in the chat how old he is, because I don't know exactly how old he is. I thought about it earlier, but then forgot to look it up. But long story short, the legal consequences, they're saying that he was charged with 2 counts of inciting a riot and unlawful assembly, among other charges, according to the NYPD. They say on Wednesday, well, we know he acknowledged to his fans, and he has a court date on August the 16th. My other question for you, though, is do you think that he should be facing criminal charges for this? I'm putting that in the poll now. And but yeah, I think it's I don't know again how young he is. I think it's a little bit of him possibly not knowing his reach, like he said. There seemed to be some level of sincerity in that, and I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. But it does just speak to the power of being a social media influencer, because he's not a celebrity. He's literally just an influencer who streams himself, and that's it, and talks on a mic. And he has these millions of young people following him and adoring him, and running in the streets to destroy things. And then I'm like, if you look at his video, I'm gonna mute it, but let me see. Let me mute it. I don't know how well you're gonna see it, but that's a good look at it. How you giving away gaming chairs and you got yours taped up? The math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing for me. Like when I reread the article as I was putting it in for you, I'm like, because the whole time I'm watching, when I see influencer stuff, I kind of pay attention to like what it looks like they spend their money on. But I'm like, okay, you giving away gaming chairs to thousands, but yours is literally taped up. And I don't think he has to be in that situation. I'm pretty sure he's making really good money. I'm pretty sure he is. But you wouldn't just grab one of those chairs for yourself? Just one? Do you think that he should face criminal charges? 32% of you say yes, 68% of you say no. I think 32% of you, the great majority of you, probably live in the New York tri-state area and dealt with that BS that day and was like, he needs to go to jail for life. I gotta get home. I'm tired. It was an effed up day at work, and now you got me stuck. And then the police stopping us, and I can't get around nothing, and every street closed. I get it. Yeah. I think he should definitely have to pay for it, the damage. I think he should definitely have to do some like community service kind of stuff. I saw some comments. Let me get to the comments. I saw some comments that I agree with as well with this. Let's see. He had the whole Union Square messed up. It was disturbing to see what those kids were doing. It was so bad. The trains bypassed the Union Square stop, which is a major hub in NYC. So see, yes. So, this meant that people like Life of Londa were having issues with their commute. What about the people who normally get on at that stop? Now they got to walk. And you know how New York blocks, they so damn long. They about They equal about 4 or 5 Chicago city blocks. So, you know, they got to walk down all those blocks to avoid all, and then just the chaos out there that now they're stuck in, like all of that. Why did he do it at the height of rush hour? Yeah, just no consideration, no proper planning. Proper planning would have helped him realize all of those things. Like, this is not a good time to do it during the week, during rush hour on top of that. How about the weekend? Probably would have been way more too there. He's young. He didn't know nor understand. And that's possible to some degree. To some degree. I don't know. I don't know how much, though. I don't know if it was him just like somebody telling him, like, man, there's going to be chaos. And he's like, man, I'm just going for it. It's going to be what it's going to be. You know, all that stuff that they do at that age. He didn't give out anything. He got caught up in the mix. His car could not get through the crowd, but they did arrest him. Right. He did get arrested. I'm wondering, was there a truck there? That's the part I'm not clear on, because I think he's admitting like he didn't give out anything, but he's insinuating like, no, I was giving out stuff. So is he saying the trucks were on their way and they didn't make it in because of the crowds? Like, I want to know, because he never elaborated, but I also get why he's getting off of streaming for some extent of time. I guarantee you his attorney advised him to do that because he don't want him to say nothing that's going to incriminate him even more. Yeah, he should have done it differently. Get a permit. Yeah, get a permit. Somebody's saying, Deshaun is saying he's 21. Okay. So I'm giving a little bit of grace for that. I mean, because you get that much influence, money, power, and literally for this dude, this stuff almost happened overnight, you know, like during the pandemic and stuff, he kind of blew up. There are lessons that have to be learned. Many of us learned we did a lot of stupid stuff in our early 20s. Some of y'all 30s and y'all 40s. Some of y'all in y'all 50s and 60s. Did some really silly stuff. So I'm like, part of me, but the difference is, you know, we didn't have influence and power, you know, or even money maybe on that level back then. And so that's, you know, had we, our mistakes probably would have been a lot bigger. I know mine would have been. I know they would have been. Courtney is saying these poor baby children need more boys and girls clubs. Clearly. Yeah, definitely. Mentorship and all of that. Absolutely. How does he get arrested for causing a riot? How come former President Trump has not been arrested for causing insurrection at the Capitol? I mean, money and power. Mainly power in his case. Power. He controls it. I mean, I ain't saying it's right, but that's the short of it. He gonna get it in one way or another. It's kind of like I say with Darius Crooks. Like, you get away with this, but they gonna get you on the other end with some other stuff. He's gonna pay. Devon says, I think his intentions were good. Unfortunately, the youth today don't think before acting. I call it the me generation. They're so entitled. I definitely can see that point for sure. Don said he felt bad and said a prayer afterwards. Yeah, and so yes, that had an effect on me, but also I have become cynical in my years of social media influencing because of the fact that I know a lot of the games that these influencers play with people and people's minds, the followers' minds. And was it Kaijana just said LOL, the fake prayer. So I'm not saying it was, but I am saying that I didn't just take it at face value, that I kind of looking at it with a side eye a little bit. Yeah. Because people will use those sort of things to manipulate the audience. And it works. And that's why they do it. Darius Crooks, hashtag Darius Crooks. Look at what he does. It works. An outrageous online personality is cool, but he has to learn to turn it down when it comes to business. Yeah, absolutely. Also, and then if he is, just 21, maturity has to play a role in that as well. Also experience, like I said, if it's only been since the pandemic that he took off, he's been at this about a year or two, if not even quite 2 years. because he would have been blown up during the pandemic, which you couldn't do nothing. He couldn't interact with his followers or his fans outside of the internet back then. The armchair was the first thing I noticed. Yeah, I pay attention to those sort of things. So yes, I'm like, how you giving away all this stuff and you got duct tape around? Tanya Bulls is saying clown. Yeah, you got duct tape around your streaming chair. These people live for the thrill and shock value. It makes them money. Absolutely. It's so funny you say that too, because I was watching, just by happenstance, not that I watch him like that, but Andrew Caldwell was on, he went on Instagram Live today, and it just happened to pop up on my phone while I was putting the show together for y'all. And so I just had it playing in the background, and he was just snapping off, bragging about his new deals and how many cars he got and all of these things. And he was also saying he was being shadow banned on Facebook. And he was like, I know how to get followers. I know how to go viral. I've gone viral many times. And he was like, I could start a beef. I could do this. I can create some controversy to go viral. I know how to go viral. And I was like, he's telling y'all that he knows that the drama is how he grows. Same with Darius Crooks. So a lot of these the truth is, as much as people say they hate people who do bad and all of that, the thing is people run to go look at it. And then on top of that, they follow so they don't miss any new drama. Therefore, it increases that person's followers and increases their viewership, which is all that the brands want to see. And all these algorithms of these social media platforms, all they want is you to get eyeballs. They don't care if it's positive or negative. They just want the eyeballs so they can advertise and get more money from the advertisers. It's like a hamster wheel. So it was interesting to hear him admit to it, and it was going over some people's head, but I was like, oh, okay. I mean, I already knew that, but I was like, wow, he just flat out admitting it. Right. He should have done an online raffle and shipped the items. Part of it is the engagement. I do get him maybe trying to do something in person. I'm not even saying he shouldn't have done that. It should have been way more organized. They do festivals and stuff all the time. He could have gotten to be a part of a concert that's already occurring somewhere with different artists and did an appearance there and did some giveaways where there's already a setup for a concert, you know, security, gates, all these things, tickets, all of these things to then be able to control that better. But hindsight is 2020. We'll see what happens in the future with him. And the truth is, he like he said, it went international, so he's gonna grow from this. It's all publicity is good publicity. They used to say a long time ago in Hollywood. It's true. It's sad, but it is true. So he's actually going to grow from this. Absolutely. There are people who don't know. It's some of y'all watching who have never heard about him until this moment, and now he's just on your radar as a name. Doesn't mean you're gonna follow him, but he's in your head as a name. And so if you see it again or whatever, that brings familiarity to his brand, et cetera, et cetera. You take a survey or you do something, your phone is listening to you and you saying, Vell, let's talk about that Kai guy. And the phone is, you know, shooting stuff to the algorithm and it's saying, oh, his name is buzzing everywhere. And next thing you know, he got all this extra endorsement and all that. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. Okay, I got a couple more. I think I'll knock out the next two. Oh, he knew a little. The stream where he told people to meet up at, he told them he tried to make a movie. I don't know. Y'all be using these abbreviations. I don't know what the IYK. I have no idea what that means. But okay, he was trying to make a movie. So basically he was saying he knew he was going to bring chaos. I think he was misguided and I don't have anyone and doesn't have anyone to mentor him on his newfound wealth. Yeah, that's very possible. Very possible. There was an interview with the police chief that initially stated that he was aware before the event and sent officers to the event. Okay. Then he turned around and said he didn't know. Yeah, because he was ill prepared, probably. He probably thought it was going to be like the average influencer who maybe would have had a couple hundred people, like a larger influencer. But he's on a, mega level influencer. You get to talk about influencers like that. You're talking about tens of thousands of people when stuff goes down. So it is what it is. So speaking of the chaos of the influencer lifestyle and how they're just manipulating the world, we have another one who goes by the name of Lil Tay. Lil Tay. Appropriation all over the place. But Lil Tay and her shocking resurrection and the truth behind her Unalive Hoax. So I don't know how many of you have heard of her. I have heard of her. I know I saw her stuff back in the day. It wasn't interesting to me. I paid really no attention, but I was aware that it existed. And so she is another influencer who has 3.5 million followers on Instagram alone. She gained fame as the world's youngest flexer, like rap flexer, like, oh, look at my gold chain. I got all this money and you broke, and, I could buy your mama, all that kind of stuff. So, so she became the world's youngest flexer by showcasing a lavish lifestyle on social media. She garnered millions of followers on Instagram, but had not posted since 2018. Her past was marked with a custody battle between her parents, which had a significant impact on her online presence. So just so you can get a feel for it, I'll play a little bit, but I'm gonna just have it playing in the background on mute because she does cursing as well. Get this down. It's buffering. Y'all know the drill.
You already know what it is. Lil Tay, the youngest flex of the century. I'm only 9 years old, but I'm richer than all y'all bro. This female kitchen is bigger than your whole entire living room, and I got 4 more houses. Y'all haters are already older than me, but y'all still talking shit. I'm a millionaire, and I be smoking dope. Shut your mouth before you met you auntie. Lil Tay out here balling in the IA. I dropped 200 racks on this car, and I'm only 9 years old. I got the keys to this car. See this? These are butterfly wings. Y'all haven't seen this car in your lives. I've been driving this around the Beverly Hills area, and I'm only 9 years old. I got no license, but I ain't ever gonna get no license. Lil Tay just got verified. Y'all all said I wouldn't make it, but bitch, look, I'm verified now. Lil Tay, the youngest flex of the century. Bitch, I just got verified.
Goddamn, what the hell?
So her whole brand was built on videos like that. That's it. That's all she was offering. For some reason, they're calling her a rapper. I don't know if she supposedly has some songs out there, but everything was appropriation, acting like hip hop rapper, et cetera, et cetera. I'm seeing questions of where are the parents. The parents did or do exist. She was actually at that time in the custody of her mother, who was the person behind the camera most of the time. If Lil Tay wasn't holding the camera herself, the person doing all that, that's her mama. As you can see from a little photo I got up there. So her mom was exploiting her child and having her, do these videos. The places she was at, the cars she was hopping out of, et cetera, were not hers, were not her mom's. Her mom was a real estate agent. So these houses that you're seeing are people's homes that they were, or condos that they were selling. And the mom would film her daughter in these people's houses when they weren't around. And even her boss, the red car that was a little earlier, the convertible, the Benz convertible, was the mom's boss's car. He said that they did ask him if they could take a picture of it or something, but he didn't know that it was going on social media and that was what she was doing with it. And when he found out, it was a problem. So her clients, who were selling their houses and she was their realtor, over time, they started seeing their homes in these videos and they're like, what the hell? And so long story short, she lost her job. I think she lost her real estate license, etc. The father and the mom were not together. The father decided that wanted custody. He's like, he did not approve of this. And so there was a very nasty custody battle, and the father did eventually get custody. And since he's gotten custody of Lil Tay, she has been off of social media. So they said that she has not posted since 2018. I never followed her, so I ain't know nothing about nothing. Like I said, I just saw, I've seen that stuff before, but not like a bunch of, I think I might have saw one or two of them, and I'm like, what the hell is this? And swiped right on past it. So she's been off the scene since 2018, since her father got full custody of her. See, 41% of you have never have heard of her. 59% of you have not heard of Lil Tay. Lil Tay. And my next poll question is, well, let me get through this part of the story. So anyway, she's been off the scene since 2018. Mysteriously, a couple days ago, she pops up, or a story about her pops up. I actually saw it and it was kind of going viral, and I almost covered it on, what was that? Tuesday was the last day we went live, I think. And I think it was out by then, and I almost covered it, but then I was like, ain't nobody gonna really know who she is. So I ain't, I always got a bunch of stories. I push stuff off that just, I feel like ain't important enough. And so although they were claiming that she had passed away, I was like, they probably don't even know who she is. So I did not cover the story. Well, fast forward, I think it was within 2 days, I'm like hearing it was a hoax. It's a lie. But this was the message that went out. It says, with a heavy heart, it is with a heavy heart that we share the devastating news of our beloved Claire's sudden and tragic passing. We have no words to express the unbearable loss and indescribable pain. This outcome was entirely unexpected and has left us all in a shock. Her brother's passing adds even more unimaginable depth to our grief. During this time of immense sorrow, we kindly ask for our privacy as we grieve this overwhelming loss, as the circumstances surrounding Claire and her brother's passing are still under investigation. Claire will forever remain in our hearts, her absence leaving an irreplaceable void that will be felt by all who knew and loved her. Now, that post has now been deleted. Now, that was what was posted on her social media, which she hadn't posted on since 2018. And then all of a sudden that pops up. Well, in a dramatic turn of events, they reached out to the parents, to the father who they knew had custody of her. He and, the team or whoever weren't immediately answering the question of whether or not she had passed away. But then within 24 hours, then they were announcing that she was, in fact, alive. And they're in a statement, Lil Tay's statement, the family expressed relief that both she and her brother are alive, but conveyed the emotional toll the situation had taken on them. The compromised Instagram account led to the spread of misinformation. This is their claim, that her Instagram account was hacked. And they said, even getting her legal name wrong, Tay is, I think it's Titan, not Claire Hope. Lil Tay thanked Meta for helping regain control of her account and removing fake death announcement. So Meta is the company that owns Instagram and has control over Instagram and Facebook. They said the unanswered questions, though, are, despite being aware of the hack, it took 24 hours for Lil Tay to address the situation, leaving some puzzled about the delay. The ordeal highlighted the lack of communication between Lil Tay's family, as some were unaware of the alleged passing. And Yeah, they're just saying the shocking saga of Lil Tay's supposed death and subsequent resurrection sheds light on the power of misinformation on social media platforms. Because yeah, it went viral. It was all over the place, and people were doing videos and everything else. And yeah, I feel like she's coming back. It's been a few years. I forgot. There's a picture floating out there that they're saying is now her, and I think she might be 16 if I'm not mistaken. So I'm wondering if, she's near the age where the father said, when you hit 16, then you can get back on social media or whatever. It feels like a stunt to me. The poll question is, do you think this was a hoax set up by Lil Tay and or her team? 90% of you say yes. 10% say no. I'm leaning towards yes, but anything's possible. But I'm definitely leaning towards yes. Oh, thank you so much for clarification. If you know, you know. Thank you so much. Who was I just talking to? It's like my best friend or something was like, or somebody was saying they keep adding new abbreviations. We can't keep up. Us older people can't keep up. Is that it? Was that my last story? Yeah, y'all didn't have much to say about that one. So it looks like we are moving into our second half of the show. Y'all know what that means. I know y'all be looking forward to this. And I am pushing through to invite VellNito to come and do the second half of the show. He has said that both of us been tired. I don't know what's, I had a rough last weekend. He had a rough last weekend, and we didn't get quite enough rest. And then the week started, and we had stuff going on during the week and all that. So we both a little tired. Energy ain't quite what it might normally be, but we're just gonna see what he got for y'all. And so I'm gonna play a commercial break, and then VellNito will be back to close out our show. I had this up there for him. Where it is. Where he's going to be petty as possible. It might not be a petty AF night. It might be a petty as possible. He's going to be as petty as possible. Okay, so let me play his commercial. His trailer. Uh-oh, that's too far. There we go. All right, I'll see y'all Monday, and VellNito will see y'all in a couple minutes.
With my eyes closed, it's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy. Too easy. It's too easy. I've been there, done it, seen it. Boy, all that like Keenan. Still got crack, they fiendin'. Flow still hot like Phoenix. Shine so bright, I'm gleaming. This off top, I'm tweaking. Fresh out the rat like Neiman. And I'm still trying to fight my demons. Cause we all gotta act like Tina. That's why I gotta ride with the Nina. Outside, it's a war going on. Make me put my hands on my head like the Macarena. They want you walking on board like Kima. Ain't give a F to you like John Cena. Putting blood on the brand new Beamer. Trying to earn 8 stripes like Adidas. You get cold when you ride with the heater. It'll turn you to a dog like a keto. And expose to a cat like a cheetah. They smoke my partner like reefer. Dímelo porque o no entiendo. Mi gente must really need Jesus. They shed real blood. I never seen the crypt and I believe it. It's too easy. Too easy. I can do this with my eyes closed. It's too easy.
seen it. Y'all just talk, don't live it. And just took that route, that seen it. And I'm so outspoken like Reason. Jimmy Neutron boy, Young G's. And I'm a self-made man.
I actually interviewed Darius Cooks on my radio show. I've been 5 or 6 years ago before he blew up on social media. And Justice was just articulated. He actually went on Periscope Live during the radio show. It is his own show in the studio during the show that he was supposed to be on. But he's a narcissistic individual. And because of that, he's had many of these run-ins. I think there was a scandal a few years ago where he was doing fake credit repair for people and got sued. His restaurant got closed down, those sorts of things. So he maintains these online scams, preying on the hearts and minds of his followers. And even just was just articulated after our show, because we tend to ridicule people when they act up on our show. He actually went on Periscope Live to talk about me and our producer and some of the other guests after the show. So this has been going on for a long period of time. Now, legally, when somebody talks about you online, that's just talk. But once they get into this place of making threats, either violence, threatening to release personal information, well, that's where you can actually file a criminal report against this individual. And if they do release improper or censored information, personal information that is privileged, that absolutely, you can report that to the Georgia Bureau of Investigations or to the Federal Bureau of Investigations for them to look into it, particularly if you have multiple individuals who are involved in this.
What law I broke? Well, tell me what rule, what law did I break?
What's up, good people? Let me know that you can every goddamn time I get to a talker. When I get my hair cut on Fridays, the hair got out. As soon as I start talking to y'all, let me know that you can hear me in the chat by typing, I can do this with my eyes closed, or it's too easy. Whichever you prefer, it don't matter to me. Just say one or the other of them. Because tonight, what we gonna be talking about is so easy that Vel and I was like, we just talk about something. It don't matter what we talk about. It's so much. It's too easy. We ain't got to put the whole deep diving, long drawn out research. We just rush through this like, okay, let's talk about that. All right, it's already ready to go. So tonight, what we're gonna do? Vel did a little browsing over there on that on Twitter, and because I don't be on them social media platforms like that, they just too goddamn toxic. So I don't be on them like that. But Vel, he'll pull that stuff for me, and so he pulled a couple of clips of Darius Crooks, still on his slanderous black restaurant tour. I'd be so glad when he started going to these white establishments with this tomfoolery. But he ain't that crazy. He crazy, but he ain't that crazy. Thank you for letting me know that you can hear me in the chat by saying it's too easy. Marianne and Precious and Alice and Life of Londa and yes, I am unique and D Baby and Deborah and Deshaun and only one Sag and Nicole Driver and Chocolate and Colanda and Rachel and Sugar Spice and Don and TJ Diamond and everybody else who let me know. Appreciate you. Also, about to do a quick look. Y'all know I don't play about this because I got a full-time job. I ain't gonna tell y'all what I do because Darius Crook over there like me doxing people. I ain't gonna tell you what I do for a living. But I got a real job. So for me come here, I'm doing this for y'all. I'm doing this for the people. And in order to be make it worth my time, we need to be seeing these likes looking like something. And right now it's at 167, but it's 197 viewing. Let's get these likes on up to 175. I ain't gonna put too much pressure on y'all tonight. 175. Let's get it. We are at 168. Get to 175. I get into that first story there. While y'all taking y'all time to get that together, I'm gonna go ahead and pull a couple of clips that Vel ain't got in there. It's 172. Got three more, just three more. So I took it light on y'all tonight. We ain't let Don Smart force y'all to know how you. Oh, there we go. 177. There y'all was quick at. I like that. Who in there? Now I told y'all about trying to come for me. I ain't Veil. That Dre Parker talking about stuff. You ain't got no job, Tommy. Get out my business. I got multiple jobs. I'm like Darius Crooks. I'm a millionaire. I just don't tell everybody every 5 seconds. Every other word out of my mouth ain't I'm a millionaire. Somebody ask you how he doing. I'm doing fine because I'm a millionaire. I mean, just retarded behavior. So first thing we're gonna talk about in regards to retarded behavior is and not, we're talking about him and his behavior. We ain't talking about anybody with special needs and nothing like that. Don't be taking my words and stretching them and umbrellaing them over the world. It's only about one particular criminal, Darius Crooks. Anyway, so Darius Crooks is claiming, and because we've been covering this slanderous food tour for a minute now, and we know that he's been claiming that he doing this to promote black businesses. Well, while as of today, this was today or yesterday, Veil pulled it from Twitter, so it's very recent, yesterday or today, Darius Crooks on his IG Live, and let's see what he had to say about a potential business that black businesses he looking to promote. What he had to say about it? Since he, only on the Twitter to promote black businesses.
You know where I need to go where we should have went? I know the food's bad, but I should have went there. Red Rooster in Harlem. We have to do Red Rooster one day. Some Houston restaurants too? Yeah, we got to do Red Rooster. Red Rooster is horrible. But for the review, we should do it for the review.
We should go to Red Rooster. The food is horrible, but we need to go there. Yeah, I know the food horrible, but I need to go there just for the review. I thought you was going there for the black biz to promote and help black businesses. Or are you going for the review to help your engagement? Again, you let him talk enough, he's telling himself, like y'all say, it's too easy. We can do this with our eyes closed. Literally, like Vel said last week, he could just sit there and clip this stuff together, just him talking, telling on himself. It'd just be the whole show. Just him laying out his whole scheme, all his horrible human behaviors. All of it. It's a horrible restaurant. I know the food is horrible. Oh yeah, I need to go there. I thought you weren't looking for trouble. I thought you was trying to promote businesses. You're telling on yourself. But the other side of this is he is getting engagement from it. That's all he really cares about. And the truth is he's attracting other toxic people who enjoy this sort of behavior. I'm seeing a lot of it. He actually had an interview. We'll probably play it next week that we pulled down at a radio station where they was encouraging it in Nashville and even recommended he go to other restaurants, knowing he had just went to the Cupcake Collective and drugged them. And this woman got world famous cupcakes. He don't care. Then he went to this other restaurant. If y'all saw this and y'all know where it's at, let us know. But Vel just pulled a clip. He didn't know the context of it. He didn't have time to dig all of that. So this Darius Crooks at some restaurant, again, within the past day or so, he is taste testing the food, always claiming he just nibbling, but this Negro got the whole menu of the restaurant in front of him. And you get to see his behavior. We've seen it before, but you get to see it again with a full plate of food.
Collard green. This should be y'all out, ain't it? I'm doing this. I'm ignoring the shit out of y'all. Okay? I ain't looked at y'all am time, baby. I am ignoring y'all. Collard greens. Okay. They taste like they were made soul food in California. It's missing the racism of the South.
The food is missing the racism of the South. Is this a real food review, or you just on some comedy stage? What is happening here? What is happening here? And like the Cupcake Collective owner said, but what can you find that's nice to say? It never leans towards, it's fine, you ain't got to love everything. That's not what we're saying. It's just the tone. It's condescending. It's looking for what's wrong. It's highlighting only what's wrong, not going in and saying, hey, this wasn't my fave, this needed work or whatever, but these were great, and this is da-da-da. That's not how he rolls. He picks on what's horrible, what's okay. He glosses by that real quick. You'll see, we ain't done. Hold on. Same restaurant. Couple little clips from it. Oh, give a second. This is him talking about the catfish now.
Catfish is very light-skinned. This is not African-American catfish. This is not catfish. Lift every voice and sing catfish. This is from sea to shine and sea catfish. Yeah. The tartar sauce is good. I don't think it's homemade, but it's good. This is all right. This is a nice skin. Okay. 2 out of 5. 4 out of 5. Catfish. 2.5. This is okay. All right. I've had.
So then, and we're at the same restaurant. We got 2 more. Then we're gonna move on to some good stuff. good stuff. So he's still at the same restaurant. He then, let me make sure it's the right clip though. He then is another situation where he is then approached by the staff, the manager. Love it when this happens.
Technically speaking, first off, it's very thick.
Wait, is this one? Hold on. This might not be. Hold on.
Gumbo. Technically speaking, first.
Okay, this is him still talking to one of his enablers, one of his friends. That just everything he do is fine with them.
Gumbo. Technically speaking, first off, it's very thick. Okay? Just FYI. You know, gumbo's supposed to be thin, like soup, like water almost. It gives me more extra flavor than gumbo. Raw tomato. Flavor's good though. I don't have anything wrong with this. I don't see anything wrong with this flavor. I don't know if this is gumbo though. You know what I mean? If I have to judge it based on that, being gumbo, it gets a 2, right? But if I judged it based on a bowl of something delicious, it gets a 4.5 out of 5. This is what this gets.
So that's him judging the gumbo, talking about gumbo supposed to be like water and like soup. Like, I don't know what kind of gumbo you have. My people, he talking about, oh, hold on. I'm giving away too much. Hold on. This is a clip. I wanted to play that one next, but I played it too early. Hold on, y'all. Ooh, we froze. What happened? Computer. Okay. It's back. Hold on. Now, this is when the
no, everything's fine.
This is when the manager comes up, because now people getting used to, they getting the feel for it. You know, they starting to call him on his ish and confront him. I would love to see them start putting signs on the door, like where they say no shoot, no shirt, no shoes, no service, no bad body built, big boy bariatric body, crooks allowed. They need to put that up, put a picture of his old face up there with a X through it on the door, not allowed to enter. That's what they need to get to that point. When they get to that point, they be all right. All right, I'm gonna play this clip for y'all. So this is the manager confronting him. Another one, not the Cupcake Collective. There's another one.
It's fine. No, everything's fine. I was just telling Sierra more hits than misses, but everything's, I don't have any complaints.
Okay, what were the misses?
You were doing it now?
Yeah.
The misses for me were the gravy.
What did you not like about it?
Well, you know, I'm from Chicago. All my people are from Mississippi in the South, and I've been in Atlanta for the last 8 years. So technically, the consistency is great, the flavor profile is not, right? The sweet potatoes are waterlogged, right? So you get good sweet potato flavor, but in the mouth, there's like this mushiness
that's the signal
from the waterlog, right? Which happens. The pimento cheese, we never had a pimento cheese dip, right? Typically in the South, pimento cheese is cold, and we serve it with crackers, right? So to get this with a warm dip, I love pimento cheese, just not a huge fan, right? But the wins are things like the okra was amazing, the catfish was good, the biscuits were great. The coleslaw, even though it's heavy on the celery seed, I love celery seed, so I had no problem with that. The fried chicken was good. The cornbread, you know what I'm saying? Like the gumbo is kind of light. Right. You know, gumbo's supposed to be a dark, deep roux, and it's thinner. It's like the consistency of water. That's what gumbo is, right? That was like a gravy. So if I took that to, you know, Louisiana and said, oh, bam, I made you guys some.
So he's saying that ain't gumbo. Right. That ain't gumbo that he was served, but what this monstrosity that we're looking at here on the corner of the screen, that's his creation right here. This what he's saying, that's real gumbo to him. It's gaslighting for me. It's the gaslighting for me. And somebody on Twitter pulled a video of Crooks making his version of gumbo. I don't know what made him think Dre Parker talking about some water. Gumbo should look like people consistently of water. Are you effing? What is wrong with you? But then we see this concoction. This is what he think. This is what he made. Get this out of my face. This is what he think. I got it muted because that's music playing with it. This is one of his little videos. This is him making his version of gumbo, and this is what he comparing the restaurants to. I like them sausages as pale as I don't know what. And why is that gray? What is kind of gravy stuff? It's so dark. It looks like oil. Look like the Shell oil spill, Amoco oil spill from years ago in the ocean. And why his shirt's always wrinkled in his videos? Lazy ass. And that's a lazy. Now you somebody misquoting me. Now I call him lazy. Maybe you thought I was talking about them folks at the RiverFront. He lazy. How you gonna do a whole video with a wrinkled ass shirt? Pitiful. That's gumbo. That's what he. This is what he think the restaurants need to have their food looking like, and because it don't look like that, they doing it wrong. Supposed to look like that. It's the gaslighting for me. It's the gaslighting. So anyway, there's much more with that. That was just something quick that we found today for y'all. But we decided to Veil and I, we was consulting like where we go today. We both a little tired. We was like, there's plenty of things to cover, but we didn't really feel like the deep diving and pulling a bunch of stuff. Veil was doing some organizing this week though. Them 2 days he had off, don't think he wasn't working. Those on Patreon, no, he showed them some stuff he was doing. He was organizing some stuff. It's about to be tight. It's about to be good. He's starting to use this other program. He got more. He's a little nervous because one time he tried to use it and it wasn't working. And he was afraid from that point on, they might one day lose his files or he can't get to them. But he figured out a solution that he'll still have what he really needs if something happens. But this thing makes it so easy for him to find what he needs. Ooh, y'all ain't gonna be ready. Y'all ain't gonna be ready. So, oh my God, there's a haircut every Friday. It's always some. I'm mixed, so I got my hair a little thinner. I know some of y'all be talking about Beijing and how sick of my beard is and stuff. That's because I'm, mixed. My hair follow my mouth a little easier. Anyway, so what Veil and I decided to do today was give y'all a little trip. We're going to take a little trip down memory lane. For some of y'all don't know this stuff. And so Veil was like, he was saying, man, it's old, and he's like, you know, he feel like I kind of gloss over. I don't do the deep dive the way he do it. And I said, Vel, it's okay. I just do the overview of it. It's okay. And so, and I was like, most of the people I don't know about this anyway. So poll he put in here was, did you know that Black Enterprise Magazine wrote 2 articles on Darius Crook scamming? Yeah, I asked. All right now. So he getting started now. He been quiet. I was actually about to compliment him that he been quiet. He ain't been trying to direct me, and then he get to going. I got this. It's all I'm doing is reading the goddamn article, and I already know the story. So did you know that Black Enterprise wrote 2, not 1, but 2 articles on Darius Crooks? They wrote one on July 8th of 2021. And like it's about half. It's about half. And look a little bit like what we thought. 42% of you didn't even know. This is good. This is good because this means, yeah, I see. I told you, you gotta listen to me. I know how to do this too. I know. I got your back. So they was all like, oh, I want to feel like I'm just recycling stuff. Some of y'all don't know this. 48% of y'all, almost half, don't know this. So we go along for the ride. And those of y'all who know, y'all know I'm still gonna make it entertaining. So, yes, the Black Enterprise, as you see there, ain't made up right here for your viewing pleasure. And you can Google it. It's an article because I'm about to. We're gonna sit here and read it on the screen. Vel, I told Vel, don't worry about pulling those separate slides and all that. We gotta do all that. Just go to the goddamn screen. It's on the internet. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna screen share. We're gonna read it together. But this was the article number 1. Now here's the interesting part about this. This is gonna get you. This is gonna crack you up. So at first the Griot had done. No, it was Southern Grit. Was a foodie magazine, online magazine. They did the first story about Darius Crook being a scam. It was brought to their attention by the Kitchenista. They started. She had a ton of receipts. They started covering the story. They put out the story. It got some traction. Then the Griot. I don't know how many of you heard of the Griot. The Griot then covered the story based on Southern Grit's article on it. And they pretty much just cut and paste. But it's fine. It was getting traction. That was most important. It was finally getting public attention. Because before that, all his scamming, all his ways was only known from those he personally scammed, including Vel B, and business partners, etc. Just small circles of people. And you had the blog pages and stuff. They knew about him. But it wasn't public, wasn't massively known. So Griot covered. Next thing you know, it got the attention of Black Enterprise Magazine. So they did an article. They did this article. In this article, it's titled "Popular Food Blogger Chef Darius Cooks Williams Face Allegations of Stealing Money, Assault, and Being a Crook." They basically, for the most part, repeat a lot of what was in the Southern Grit's original article. Couple of nuances that was a little new. We ain't gonna read that part because that was fine. That was great. Good job. But what was good was when this came out, Darius was finally like getting shaken in his boots or shaken in his Satan sandals. And he was like, oh Lord, they done caught on to me. It's all over. The ruse is up. And he got nervous. Oh, he was scared. He was scared. So with the flying monkeys, you know how they are. Oh my God, they coming for my massa. Who coming for your massa? Darius Crooks is rich. Y'all just jealous. They lying on you. So that was bad. We know you so well because you go live with us 17,000 million times a day. That means we really know what's going on in your world. It ain't like you don't turn the camera off and do the secret-ish off camera. And then it ain't like we ignore the stuff we really see in real life. That could add up if we paid attention. So they doing all that. So one of his flying monkeys had a little power. Some of them got power. Some of them got prominence. They regular folk. They your trifling cousins. I told y'all, some of y'all trifling cousins are smart. They got degrees. They got good jobs. good money, got beautiful housing, cars, and families, and all that, but they trifling. That's a lot of his followers. They like that too. They like that too. So one of his flying monkeys had a connection at Black Enterprise. Now, this is after the article comes out. They like, oh no, don't they be talking about my Darius? He put me to sleep every night because I'm lonely and I ain't really got no life. I'm going to call them up myself and tell them, how dare you? I know you're a legitimate magazine, but how dare you out my criminal love affair? And so she calls and she knows the higher ups. And she was able to get to the man next to the man that she say. And she like, how dare y'all? Y'all need to retract this article. She don't know nothing about nothing. She just, it just can't be true. That this dude who go live with you lying. And so next thing you know, they like, all right, you said it ain't true. Is he willing to interview and give his side? She said, oh no, but I gotta ask my master. I'm sure you, because it's y'all, he'll interview with y'all. So she contacts Darius Crooks. She tell him, I got a connection at Black Enterprise and they gonna fix this for you, master, so you can keep scamming people and lying. And so he then, they make this connection. And so we join in this story where Darius and his flying monkey, who I ain't seen since this video. Oh, poor lady. Poor lady. I mean, I ain't seen or heard from her since. She didn't sit there and put her neck out there, probably and ruined her professional relationship and everything. Hold on, I'm pulling the video. I must got too much open on my computer because it's taking too long to pull this stuff. Hold on. Oh, here it is. Let me see how many of y'all remember this. Hold on. Let me do a quick poll. How many of you, I'm sorry, how many, about to get called out for bringing character again. God dog it. Can't forget, they don't care how tired I am. There he broke character. He might as well not even be doing VellNito. Have you seen this video? Never mind, Vell's throat is killing him. They don't care. You won't have Vell or VellNito if this voice go out. So how many of y'all have actually seen, whether you've seen it here or on his actual, I mean, he ain't playing this no more. It got played that one time, then people screen captured it. He hope nobody ever see it again. That's why I got it. And me and Vell play it every chance we get. We do a little, every quarter or so we play it, just for ish and giggles. Trying to drink with a fake mustache, trying not to get the fake hair in my throat. Y'all making me suffer. Okay, okay, it's almost 50, but 55% of y'all said y'all already seen this. So for those who haven't, I'm gonna cue it up a little bit. So this is the flying monkey, Letitia, something her name was, Letitia or something. I got it somewhere labeled. Anyway, she's the one with the connection. Get on with a goddamn towel on her head. But anyway, she the one with the connection with the folks at Black Enterprise. She was kicking up dust, making a whole big to-do about them doing that original article on Darius Crooks, telling the truth about who he really was. And she like, oh no, that's not true. These people lying on him. They hate him because he rich. And so she said some of this stuff in this video. But anyway, this is them. They both looking cheerful. Look at all the chiclet teeth you seeing all over the screen. They so happy because now Darius Crooks has officially interviewed with the editor-in-chief over there at Black Enterprise at the time. Well, I think she still is a online editor-in-chief. Kia Morgan Smith. Hold on. My computer's acting slow. Let me pull that in so I don't forget. Actually, could have put this in later, but Oh, don't worry about it. I'm gonna play this. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so Kia Morgan Smith. So this is Kia Morgan Smith. She's the editor-in-chief. Give her a round of applause. She is the person. Now, she wasn't the person that did the first interview. She's the boss of the person who did the first interview. So his friend down there saying, oh, they had some little flunky reporter do this story and they ain't fact check. They got everything wrong. They need a higher up to do it. So they like, okay, we get the editor-in-chief to do this story. Now, the editor-in-chief, she pissed because she like, I don't do no goddamn social media influencer. I do real celebrities. But she did because her bosses told her she got to do it. She interviews with Darius Crooks. He think he run a game on her. She done read all his red flags. She wasn't no flying monkey. Thank God. Thank God she wasn't no flying monkey. She wasn't no flying monkey. She read through all that fraud. And she did a story on it. But Darius Crooks thought he gaslit her like he lights his D-hags and the flying monkeys and the deplorables. And he gets on here thinking they're going to do a retraction. So this is him after talking to Kia Morgan Smith. He think he done ran game, and he think they putting out a retraction on that Monday. I think this was like a Friday or Saturday or something. He thinking on Monday a retraction is coming out. First article was on the 8th, July 8th, 2021. Second article came out July 12th, 2021, saying, oh, everything we said in the first article is true, and here's some more for y'all. All right. Oh, I'm be upset if ain't no sound on here. Sometimes the sound act crazy on these. Hold on. I might have to play it from the give me a second. Give me a second, figure it out. Here we go. I might have to play it from a shared screen. Make sure the sound working here. It works here, so we're gonna do a shared screen. Give me a second. Now I gotta get y'all screen back up. We're gonna do it shared. Then we're gonna do window. This one. Now I gotta find it because it hid. Okay, here it is. It's low though. Hopefully y'all can hear it. Turn up your volumes. Nothing I can do about it.
You remember that?
Oh, good. It's better.
Last time I did live, I came on like this. I had just shampooed my hair, and I made a cool little 60.
Can you let me know if y'all can hear that? And first thing she talked about is how she made money from coming on one of his lives because he promoted whatever her service or something was. So that's why she loved him. She said $60,000 for being on. Okay, great. Y'all can hear it.
You remember that? The last time I did live, I came on like this. I had just shampooed my hair. And I made a cool little $60,000 from that live. So
okay.
I love how the first thing.
I'm here for that. I'm here for the money.
Look, made a cool little 60 grand off of coming on live with you. So I was like, let me get in here and see what else we can do. What's going on, bro? How you doing?
Well, first of all, I need to publicly thank you again. Because had it not been for you, Black Enterprise would not have apologized. And they would not be rerunning the story to show the truth. So I appreciate your help on that. And
so catch that. Black Enterprise, he said, is running the second story to retract what they wrote in the first story because they got the whole thing wrong.
Leadership, because I didn't have to do it, just decided to do it on your own.
Look, I didn't even talk to you.
You didn't.
I didn't talk to you. All I know is that I'm getting these phone calls, and then when I got the link to Black Enterprise, I was like, what is this? Like, wait a minute. So I text the man next to the man, next to their man, and I was like, what's this? And he was like, yeah, one of our editors wrote it. I'm like, and he's like, is it true? I was like, no. And then I made a phone call. I was like, look at here. I said, first of all, this is not even journalism. This is something copied and pasted from some 2-bit. Well, I don't know much about the griot, but it gave me the media takeout vibe.
Yeah.
So I was like, look, I know him, and I've been following him, and I said one of the most transparent influencers that I know.
Yeah.
And this is not right.
See, this is how he get them, because he gives the illusion, as I've told y'all before, the illusion of being transparent. So this intelligent, successful black woman then got caught up in an illusion, so much so she done stuck her professional neck out for a scammer unknowingly and made herself look a fool.
I was like, even this is not even indicative of Black enterprise. Okay? This what y'all resorting to. I know times are a little tough for, you know, for print and all of it. This is what y'all resorting to. I was like, come on now, we got to do something about this, because this is not right. And so he called the number 2 man that reports to Butch himself and was like, you know, what's up with this? And after I talked to them, I was like, look, man, you all got to do better than this. Either take it down or talk to Darius directly. I said, I haven't talked to D yet, but I said, if I know him like I know him, if anybody he'll do an interview with, it's going to be Black enterprise, because you all stand for something more than this in the Black community. And look, expeditiously, in my TI voice, expeditiously, they handled that thing. You know what I mean? Because they know, like, And I was like, we're not gonna get no 2-bit editor. We don't want no junior person. Give us somebody that writes for a living.
The senior.
Come on now.
Yeah, right. Senior editor. And she called me. Editor called me.
Come on. So, you know, we have to take care of each other, D, when it's stuff like this. And I tell any detractor, any hater that has anything to say about you, I'm like, if you're not on his lives at 10, 11 o'clock at night, I'm laying in the bed, one eye open, one eye closed. Because I was like, if you're not on his lives.
And that is how he gets them. And that's what she doesn't understand. I don't know if she understands it now. I have no idea, because like I said, ain't seen her since this occasion. Ain't seen her name mentioned or nothing since this occasion. And she like, if you not up all night till 11 with one eye open, girl, that's him indoctrinating you. That ain't him being transparent for real. He indoctrinating you. You gotcha.
Not engaged with him in that intimate setting. Don't come to us with the BS, man. Just stop it. Just stop it. You know. So yeah, I just did what came naturally. I wasn't about to let them. I didn't even want Black enterprise to put themselves in that mess.
Yeah.
I mean,
she didn't want Black enterprise to put themselves in that mess, but she did. Did you realize now, Lakeithia, that you put yourself in that mess?
I appreciate that wholeheartedly, because, baby, when I tell you, it's like between a rock and a hard place. Okay, so much happened.
All right, so that was a screen record from my original video with that. So, Avail's original video with that, because we're the same person. But anyway, so what we're gonna do today, and we ain't gonna do the whole thing because I didn't even realize it's 2.5 hours in. I know I just got on, but I already told Vell I ain't staying on no more than no hour now. I don't get paid like that. And y'all gotta beg y'all for the likes and everything else, and YouTube demonetizing these live streams because y'all got me acting up too bad in them, and the super chats ain't making up for the difference. So I'm gonna get on out of here before I get to acting too loose. Oh, did you read the second article, second Black enterprise article yourself? 71% of you did not. It's understandable. It's just so much out there. I understand. 28% of you did. So 71% of you about to have your socks knocked off. So we're going to get as far as I feel like getting. Because this, when we've done this before, when Vell has gone through this before, this part alone is, I think, about an hour to get through. It's long. She did not kill Morgan Smith. Smith did not skip a beat. She left no stone unturned Covered everything from the rooter to the tutor. All right, so let's get into, I need to be screen sharing. Hold on. Stop sharing that and start sharing this. Where is it? Just share the window only. Yeah, just the window. There we go. So this says exclusive from recipes to receipts. Darius cooks. Williams denies claims that he's a crook. July 12th of 2021. So this stuff ain't new. And again, this is just when it became public. This ain't, it just finally somebody saying something. No, this is when it finally hit the presses, hit the public, the mass media. This stuff had been going on since about 2009, 2010. So in an exclusive interview with Black Enterprise culinary guru, some of these words I ain't agree with that she, chose to use, but she's a writer. She said Darius Cooks Williams addresses the blistering allegations leveled against him that range from stealing money, illegal credit repair practices, bullying Black women, ripping off business partners, and reportedly scamming so many people that it garnered the hashtag Darius Crooks. Again, you gotta really think about how many people you gotta scam to get a whole goddamn hashtag dedicated to your moniker of Darius, not Cooks, but Darius Crooks. So much so that I've seen under Vell's videos where some people think his last name is Crooks, not Cooks. They like, wow, it's interesting his name is Crooks and he's a crook. Like, they didn't even get that is that's how much has been attached to him at this point. So it says William, a popular restaurateur, former restaurateur, rose to fame as a Chicago food-based blogger. He appeared on Food Network as a guest, and he's a prolific cookbook author. I don't know about that because a lot of that stuff's misspelled, recipes ain't right. He's a grifter cookbook writer. Says who started with a cupcake shop and parlayed it into several multi-million-dollar businesses and restaurants from Chicago to Atlanta. Not quite, because the cupcake shop he abandoned it. It was closed. It had nothing to do with the latest success. He was broke. That was a lesson learned. He just scammed, the Fresco money and then ran off with that. Cupcake Gallery was a flop. While Williams has flourished online, as evident by his 3 million plus followers across Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram, coupled with his lively cooking demos and mail order Carolina pound cakes, now defunct and closed. Lately, he has been under fire for damning allegations of engaging in deceptive business practices and running scams that have left people high and dry. It says there are varying degrees of allegations leveled against him, as also including claims of harassment and credit card fraud. Yep, we don't talk a lot about that, but the credit card fraud as well. And there is momentum kicking up online from people like Celebrity Food Network star Sonny Anderson and popular food aficionado Angela the Kitchenista Davis, who is also now suing Darius Crooks for defamation, who have been scooping stories, cracking open dozens of cases, and whipping up witnesses who say they too have been bamboozled in one way or another by the popular chef. Now, this is where she started getting to the receipts, because she don't just tell the story and get an overview. She literally puts receipts as she goes. And not all of them, but just a little piece, a little crumb. She get little breadcrumbs like, oh, here's one here. Here's another piece of evidence here. Here you go, another piece over there. So this one is from a guy named Jason Bryant. He says, he definitely scammed me. Hold on, y'all, because I want to put this poll in here too. I forgot. Should have primed that up. Is this it? Nope. Hold on. Got multiple screens open. Wanted to know how many of you knew about this situation here. Copy. I'm stopping in like 20 minutes, y'all, because Vell's voice hurt. Where we at? So this guy here says he definitely scammed me and still trying to charge me for a failed business of his. After taking the proper procedures to cancel the affiliation with Carolina Pound Cakes, is still trying to charge me monthly. Better Business Bureau, please shut this man down. So this is a situation, threw up there a question. How many of y'all knew, did you know that the Carolina Pound Cake company had an affiliate program scam attached to it? So what it was a, so of course he had the regular, shipping out the moldy dry cakes and with, in the USPS boxes made for paper and binders and stuff. He's shipping out food in it. In addition to that, he had an affiliate program where his followers could sign up almost like Mary Kay. But I don't know if you had to pay to be in Mary Kay. I don't know. Mary Kay and what was the other one that used to be another one out there. But anyway, I don't know if you got to pay to be in it, if it worked like that, but they would have to pay, I think it was $50 a month or something like that, $100 or $50 a month to be a part of the affiliate program. And in exchange, they would have to sell cakes, just like Mary Kay. Avon, thank you, Rachel and Marianne. Avon, so like Avon and Mary Kay, instead of perfume and body stuff, they would sell the cakes to friends, family, whatever. And based on, they would get a certain percentage of commission for each cake they sold. Well, I know about this Jason guy because his stuff was on Twitter and he got in this article, but there were others who reached out to me personally with their receipts and their emails, etc. And what it was he had a whole Facebook group with them. He was charging their credit cards every month automatically. They had to pay that membership fee. But when they were selling their cakes, they were never getting no commission from it. When they started to have an uprising, like, where's our money, crooks? He then shut the Facebook group down that they had together because he was the moderator. He shut the group down so they couldn't communicate with each other. And the next thing you know, they lost touch. And you see this guy, he was out of his desperation. He tweeting the Better Business Bureau. Better Business Bureau couldn't do nothing about all that. So that was one of the scams. Like I said, multiple people. Last year, Williams Business, Soul Crab Atlanta, and Soul Crab Chicago, as well as Green and Gravy in Atlanta, abruptly closed. Williams was also involved in a legal credit repair business, and the state of Georgia ordered him to pay $145,750 as a settlement agreement. So we're going to get into that more a little later. Yeah, Vell been working on that stuff this week. He kind of started putting it together, and then he got a little bored with it. He moved on, but it's coming together. We're gonna skip over all that part just because that's coming up real soon. Oh wait, but let me see. Okay, I'll read this though. So they said, to the claim, Williams said simply, I paid $140. It's over, everything cool, he told Black Enterprise. So when he was interviewed by Kia Morgan Smith, he told her, like he said on his Instagram and stuff, oh, I just wrote $140,000 check to make it be over. Well, he ain't say that he was on a payment plan. I got the whole payment plan under judgment. He ain't do no one check 140 something thousand. He had $15,000 payment here, whatever here, due dates on it, all kind of crazy. Just such a lie, such gaslighting. Anyway, they go on to say, he continued, I think they're pulling from saying, oh, he's a scammer, but it's like, no, the people who were on the roster, their credit scores increased, he contends. So he trying to say with the credit repair, it wasn't that he was scamming people that got him in trouble. It was because it was an illegal business. No, it was a combination of both. It was a combination of you scam people, so they reported it to the state's attorney in Georgia. Georgia was then like, what? How he doing that? Because he shouldn't even have a business. That's how that all went down. So then they said, however, things ignited online after Southern Grit magazine ran a damning story recently that outlined a number of claims from former employees Anderson, and the Kitchenista, who alleged that Williams is a charismatic con artist. Still is, to this day. Ain't nothing changed. Says, who capitalized off them and shook up their lives and ruined the lives of many others. Very true. Still doing it today. Now he done spread it out to black-owned restaurants. We see this happening. Anderson said angry people who had their credit cards overcharged confronted her thinking she was entangled with a Fresh Go delivery business with Williams, which he denies he ever owned. The Kitchenista said Williams has resorted to bullying, and he used her trademark name for profit, which he confirmed he did out of spite. That's part of the defamation thing. So you get this was again. I told y'all this stuff was brewing all the way since 2021. This ain't new. It's new to y'all. So she already had a problem and had already said multiple times, he used my trademark to make money. Also, a growing consensus of people online allege that they have been retaliated against by Williams for speaking out about his deceptive practices. We've seen this as well, still happening today. Even in this article, several people spoke on the condition of anonymity for fear that if they revealed their name, they would risk being doxxed or harassed by Williams or his faithful followers. Facts. I've spoken out. I've been doxxed. Everybody I know who's spoken out has been doxxed by crooks. Everybody. That's how he rolled. That's how he used to doing that to silence people. It didn't work with this new group. We're a different breed. In fact, the editor-in-chief of Southern Grits magazine, Joshua Fritzwater, went live this past Saturday to address the percolating bloodlust for Williams' online community, who have reportedly issued threats against veteran reporter Deb Freeman after she broke the initial story about Williams that picked up traction by other news outlets online, including Black Enterprise. So yes, that's the other part of the story. So the original reporter who reported on this story, they started trying to attack her. They were sending her unalive threats and everything because she wrote about they mess up. How dare ya? Despite their concerns, Williams, this crooks, said, I am not a bully. Live from the pit of hell. He defends his character and his business against the barrage of what he considers to be untruthful claims. I think what's happening, this is him now. I think what's happening is people who may not be familiar with my brand because of some of the hate mail I'm getting. You know, stop abusing Black women. Keep your hands off Black women. And I'm openly gay, but I don't come across as gay, he explains. To who? He says, so my speech and mannerisms look like that of a straight man. In what world? In what world? He said, so if you're not familiar with me, you just see my content, you would automatically assume Black man hitting on a Black woman. What? Huh? You see a Black man, you automatically think he hit Black women? What? That don't even make no sense. Gaslighting. In reality, I'm openly gay. Even if you wasn't, we would know. Anyway, I talk about sex and a lot of stuff on my Instagram. Yes, how he cleans his butt for sex. In detail. Yes, it's TMI, but he does it. I'm telling y'all what happens. I got it on video. It's horrible. I talk about dating. I talk about things women want to discuss. Like I'm their best friend. Yes, tell the story. Tell us how you ain't indoctrinating them. Tell it, tell it, tell it. This is what I like to see when he forgets that he's just laying out his whole playbook. Read that again. I talk about things women want to discuss like I'm their best friend. Yes, that's how I get in their pocketbooks. I mean, act like I'm attracted to some of them, like they might have a chance to convert me. And it's the intoxicating personality that's earned the Chicago native his large following with Black women who consider him to be their boyfriend bae next door. Yeah. Williams, wrapped in chocolatey smooth, sun-kissed skin, has an infectious Cheshire cat grin. He has made a name for himself in a competitive foodie space of online chefs, having been self-taught to burn in the kitchen by hanging close to his grandmother's hip. That's part of the lie too. But Sonny, who is saddled with remorse for introducing Williams to her international Food Network audience on her show, Cooking for Real, said, "Don't be fooled by this snake oil salesman." Like I told y'all before, Sonny Anderson ain't afraid. She been calling this dude out for years, over a decade. She says in her tweet, "If you want to know the truth about why I'm outing a scammer, it's because I'm sorry I plucked him from Blogspot obscurity to be on my show a decade ago, and he took that opportunity and used it to scam, period. Not an IG post, no jealousy, just remorse for giving him any light." She's like, my only regret is putting him in front of my audience for him to scam people. Then I'm gonna fast forward because we're getting out of here. I'm gonna read a couple comments and then we're gonna be out of here. I'm gonna read this pod that's hilarious to me. And but this pod here talk about the former employee who he didn't pay. She had worked there for a month, never got a pay check. She went there to demand her money. He happened to be there. He put his hands on her, talking about him. He was just trying to push her near the door. But patrons had to get involved. We'll go over that story one day. Police were called. They escorted him to the police station. All that stuff. This about him in Palmer with his Carolina Pound Cake Company and him trying to abuse her. We got the Above 701 scam, the Fresh Gold controversy. I need to. This part I want to read right here. Wait, let me make sure. Yep. This part I want. Because this Negro straight up caught in a lie on in an interview. The crazy part, this is recorded. She recorded the interviews because I did it too. And she actually played for me part of his interview. So this stuff is recorded. Says Sonny Anderson and Williams Fresco controversy. Anderson claimed that Williams had a Fresco business where he promised to deliver fresh vegetables on the doorsteps of customers, but people bombarded her with angry messages, claiming they were ripped off and overcharged on their credit cards. They hit up Anderson because she had him on her show years ago. Anderson said she gave Williams the benefit of the doubt, but said he refused to answer any of her inquiries. She said, the bottom line is, before me, no one on TV knew of him, and he didn't have the platform to build what he built. Very true. Just imagine if you could do it the right way with the talent and ability to galvanize people. Why wouldn't you want to do it the right way, she asked. Because it would take organic growth. It would take him not being able to claim to be a millionaire so quickly. And yeah, he's not a good human being. That's the other part. He's just not a good soul. Damaged soul. Damaged man-child. That's bulk of it. So Anderson said she took part in a Zoom meeting organized by the Kitchenista with other Black chefs and was floored by what she heard. A lot of Black women who are eager to get their careers started are being taken advantage of. One person on the call had direct dealings with him, and we were just crying, she shared. Y'all know I told y'all also, and I'm not saying this is the person, but y'all also know I told y'all about the other person we know. It's been a couple I've heard of, but one that we know well is Danny Rose, Stovetop Kisses, another Black woman he took advantage of in a business sense. And in horrible ways. Stole her business right from under her and ran it and then ran it in the ground. They go on to say, last year, Anderson said when she posted that people should be aware of dealing with Williams because of his scams, she said he and his attorney sent a cease and desist letter that she countered with a letter from her attorney stating that since the attorney general found that he was engaged in illegal credit repair activities, Anderson had the right to call him a scammer on her platforms to describe him. I read that to y'all a while ago, a couple months ago now. Yeah. So that's why she's still calling him a scammer. That's why I call him a scammer too, because he is. State of Georgia stated he is, and he signed a consent judgment. In retaliation, Williams sold his cookbooks with the discount code Sunny and Bad Wig, she said. So that's his go-to thing. Y'all see this way back, and this would have been about 2020, 2021. Y'all see he been doing this stuff that long. And the flying monkeys like, give us a discount code. Give us a discount code. We're going to prove them wrong by spending our money on you because you're a scammer. Like, what? How that make sense? How that hurting us? That's y'all money. You the fool. You the fool. You the fool. Oh, my God. It's an oxymoron. Says, even though Anderson said people approached her about his Freshco business, Williams proclaimed that he had no ties to Freshco, doesn't know what it is, and never had any affiliation with it. He was quoted as saying, I have no idea what she's talking about. Williams said about Freshco, which is also referred to as Fresh To Go and Freshco Now. That was different iterations of the name. Articles of Incorporation said one thing, what he put on marketing was another, and then the website had another iteration. So that's why it's got all these variations of it. He said, I had a cupcake shop and I had a pie shop. He said, Williams said he believes Anderson is jealous of him after he claims producers wanted him to do more shows. Remember now, I done told y'all about what were we up to, like 5 businesses in Chicago during that time. He ain't named number 2 of them. He is such a gaslighter. Y'all know I done walked y'all through them businesses. Boy, just ridiculous. And the one that we proven that he owned, that Vell, yeah, I know, you done told them. The one Vell literally saw him running, and he told Vell about as a concept. Well, I ain't gonna say Vell saw because that's when he was scamming. He had already scammed Vell, so Vell didn't see him running it. He knew about it. He heard about it. I mean, it's pluggers and everything. We got all that stuff. But he denied. He don't even know what it is. Sonny Anderson that made the whole thing up. How you gonna lie about something like that? But this is how he work, y'all. This is how he work. So, yeah, he said she got jealous of him because her producers wanted him to do more shows. He's still telling that lie today. Anderson denies that and says she is the one who put him on and only wanted to see him succeed, but had to cut ties when people associated her with his fraudulent companies. I mean, that only makes sense because he didn't get on her show on his own. She literally asked him to fly from Chicago to New York to tape her show. It wasn't around the corner from his house. It wasn't convenient. It wasn't just something to do. She didn't always have people on her show that she just found online. So how do we go from a woman who went that far to put you on her show to introduce you to millions of people to now she's jealous because you're succeeding at it, because you did a good job? That makes 0 sense. 0 sense. Anderson said nobody got food with Freshco, and instead people complained about small incremental unauthorized charges. So that's what Vell done told y'all about. I don't think I done told y'all the Freshco story, but that's what Vell had told y'all about, the fact that these people was getting these charges. They would buy $80 of groceries. They would end up with that charge plus another $80-something or $90-something charged to their cards. And they like, wait a minute, why I get charged twice? And then on top of that, wasn't getting the groceries. And it was hundreds of people, not 5, not 10, not 20, not 30, not 40, 50, 60, no, hundreds, like 200 plus. But once he did that scam, that's when he upped and hopped and ran away from Chicago. So I believe he did that scam in order to get his seed money to rebuild his life in New York or New Jersey, because that's where he ended up going. Then he found that job and worked at corporate America for a few years. Because supposedly, how he go from this successful cupcake business and pie shop, since that's all he claimed he had. But let's go with that. Let's forget the other scams he had going on, the other 4-5 businesses. But let's just go with them two. How you have a successful cupcake and pie company, you close them down, to then go to New Jersey to then get a corporate job? That don't even make sense. That don't make sense. So Black Enterprise followed up So after they had already interviewed Darius, now they interviewed Sonny. Sonny Anderson tells them about the Fresco situation. And they're like, wait a minute, he ain't mentioned that. And he said it didn't happen. That he ain't never owned no company like that. So then they called Darius Crooks back. Black Enterprise followed up and asked Williams directly, do you know anything about this Fresco being associated with you? Williams, Darius Crooks, aka Darius Travoy Williams, said nothing. He knows nothing about it being associated with him. He continued, really, that's what I'm saying. That's why I would love to know from Sonny what I ever did to her. Y'all see this effing gaslighting? This is crazy. They go on to say, after further investigation, the kitchen needs to provide a 2012 screenshot of Darius Williams promoting Fresco, saying, it's a great day to shop, #ShopFreshGo back in 2012. This would be when all the issues going down. You got him here. Her caption says, Fresco was another company, #Darius Crooks started and left town with angry customers. Yep, scammed and angry customer. His tweet here. See, he forgets the internet don't forget. The internet never forgets. The internet is undefeated. So is Black Twitter. All this stuff just here. It's his actual tweet saying, it's a great day to shop, #ShopFreshGo. Click today, grocery delivery tomorrow. You don't know nothing about this. It said Darius Williams, because he used to go by Darius Williams back then. That Darius Cook stuff didn't come up to his later New York days. It was just Darius Williams. Then you got the reviews from the people. We're going to get into this deeper one day. All these reviews. Oh, here's the other one. This is customer service. This is, I'm laughing because got so many of these where he be sending out these notices when he effing up with his customers. So many of these. So anyway, he says, we realize what an inconvenience it has been for some of our current and potential customers. An inconvenience that is the last headache we want to cause. We pride ourselves on a simple, straightforward business model that has given us the success that we have achieved and that has catapulted us into focusing on more growth strategies and grocery savings for you in 2012. Since you've been inconvenienced, take 10% off your next 2 orders by using discount code. And he put a code here. Same grift, y'all. I done effed up. I done cheated y'all out of something. But if you give me more money, I'm going to give you a discount of giving me more money. What? It's our way of saying we're sorry for the convenience. No, saying you're sorry for the convenience is to give me the money you already owe me back. If you have any questions, our service team is standing by for you. Tweet us, and he got the Fresco at Fresco Now. Live chat us. He got the website. Got the phone number. Then he put Cheryl, Gail, Mike, and Darius, your management team at Fresco. Ain't no effing such thing, never was, of a Sherry, Gail, or Mike. All 3 of them was Darius. All 3. Trying to figure out if this was this Sherry or Gail. Which one was this? Then you got the reviews. Do not support. This guy owns Fresco, and he initiated hundreds of fraudulent charges on people's credit cards. He's a thief. He charged mine $98.34 twice. Had to get the bank to reverse twice. No one can find him. He doesn't answer his phone or emails. Nothing changed, y'all. None of this. This is all still happening today. Then we go. I'm gonna close this out with this one. This is they're saying another person complained that they got caught up in the Fresco whirlwind and lost money dealing with Darius. And then Darius is quoted as saying, "She blocked me," he said about Sonny Anderson. "I never to this day blocked Sonny Anderson. I follow people like Sunny Anderson and still do look up to her to a degree, but look up to people like Sunny Anderson because these are the people who are blazing the trails for people like me to come behind. So I look up to her. If you looked up to her, you would do what she did, which was not scam her way to the top. I followed her on Instagram and on Twitter at first. She got an Instagram later, and I was able to see all her posts with no problems, Williams explained. Then one day I looked up at her Instagram and we hadn't talked. We had no conversation, and she has blocked me. You see this old victim mentality? Now you done scammed and made this lady name be like mud, and she got to defend herself and protect her reputation. And you sitting here talking about she done blocked you and you feel a ways about it. Y'all, do y'all see the psych? It's crazy, y'all. It's crazy. But people, he literally rinse and repeat. All this stuff that's been going on since 2009 is when it really revved up to scamming people. From 2009 all the way through today, current data, it's the same thing. It just, the grift has expanded, but it's the same foundation of a wash and repeat. Everything he was doing back then, he's still doing today, and people just falling for it. Hook, line, and sinker. And I'm just sitting there shaking my head like, oh, God, people slow. What happened, Lord? When people get so slow? Did you know, last poll question was, did you know the Carolina Pound Cake had an affiliate program attached to it? 63% of you said no, 36% of you said yes. Question. Would you like for us to read, I don't know, y'all, read through more articles like these in the future? There we go. Would you like for Vel B and me to read through more articles? Now we got to finish it. We'll do a more deep dive, but this is for the sake of time. Nobody trying to be in no goddamn 4 hours. Yeah. We look forward to this weekend. Hopefully, rest up. Vel will be in good shape. Keep bringing y'all some stronger content next week. But let me know. Should we? We'll finish this one. Well, Vel probably finish this one during the week. And then, you know, we come back with it. It's a bunch of them. Bunch of them. Some of them are, the gaslighting ones too. I think they entertaining too. They're unique. It's kind of a case study in human psychology and how people are gaslit. People of prominence who just buy into it. We got some video. We're going to do some reactions to some of the video interviews. We got some of those, some interesting ones. Okay. All right. So we're going to read through these. How many we got? Okay. That ain't too many. Okay. M. Nicole saying, guilt confession. I watched his review to laugh when wants to be recognized and the business doesn't know him. He's so cocky and condescending. Oh, yeah, God, yeah. He's always had that, though, a little bit. He's always had it. It just got way worse. It's just way worse. There should be a show where him and other chefs go head-to-head with customer judges. He would never do that. He tells you he don't do competitions. Now, what he acts like is, I only compete with myself. I don't compete against other people. I see no need to do that. Non-Negro, your ego couldn't take the truth is why you don't compete with other people, other chefs. He's been challenged multiple times by real chefs. He will not accept it because he would get beat because he's not a real chef. He has no real chef skills. Everything he knows, he's learned from watching TV and videos and stealing ideas from people. And they supposedly apologized. That heifer has been in witness protection since that live. Ain't no one had no hair from her. I love that. Where's Lakeithia? Where is Lakeithia? I used to have people in my tribe like Lakeithia and Lavelle. Where is Lakeithia? Where is Lakeithia? I love it. Thank you. Oh, that's a good one. He got jokes. She may be good career-wise, but her choice in men and friends are clearly BS. Her picker is clean off. The bar is in here. I literally would love to truly know what her thinking is. Is she still following him? Has she fooled herself into believing that the Black enterprise still got it wrong after this? I don't know. Because, you know, the man can do some tricky things. We've seen people being in abusive relationships and all kind of stuff, the Stockholm syndrome, and that we got all that going on over there too. So I don't know. It may have snapped her out of it real quick, or she might have ended those professional relationships thinking that they have a vengeance for him or something crazy. She's pitiful. I wish I would be half sleep forcing myself to tune into anything of Crooks. I'm not even giving him the time of day while wake and have boy. Yeah, well, you know, some of these women, they live for his lives. They are on the ones that I do catch. It's one I can name her because she on there every time, and she's one of his original hags. He actually went out to dinner with her a couple of weeks ago. Her and some of the deplorables and the they was all flying monkeys. Those were all the flying monkeys. Those are diehards. But she in there every time. I'm like, Jesus, does she have it just like the phone just take to her hip and she hear it vibrate when it go on? Like, oh, geez, I can't miss it. Like every time. I don't care what your profession is, because at the end of the day, some will always fall prey to a narcissist gaslighter who is a serial manipulator. He keeps doing it, and there needs to be a collect. Yeah. It's going to come one way or another one day. I don't know what it's going to look like. I'm not God. I don't know. I just know you can't exist like this and not have a payday. There's going to be some repercussions, some karma. It's going to be very interesting. Also, I do not know any millionaires who have to go on a payment plan, especially for $145,000. And this was when he was claiming that he was a millionaire at that point, which is why he got on his IG Live, and they even had it on the media, where he lied and said he just wrote the whole check. Why lie about stuff that's in public record? Don't even mention that. Just leave that part out about I wrote the check that day. Get rid of it. No, you didn't. You got on a payment plan in hopes that it will slowly go away. Oop, I accidentally. Ooh, I didn't unstart it by accident. Whatever that last question was, I missed it. Sorry. I unstarted back. I was trying to click on it, unstart it. So that means it's gone now. I don't know what it was. Anyway, thank you all for joining us on this day. Let me close out this poll. 96% of you said you would like to read through more articles like this in the future. 4% of you said no. 7% of you, it just went up. 7% of you said no. I don't know why. You're not interested. Maybe you're not interested in crooks in general, because some people just not interested in this topic. I get it. Some of you are, some of you are not. But anyway, thank all of you who have viewed. You can follow VellB, connect with him on all the social media platforms and his VIP text community, VIP Facebook community. It is pinned at the top of the chat, the link to his link tree. It'll also be in the what is it? In the description box, and the first pinned comment below is going to be there as well after this vid for when you're watching the replay. Tomorrow, it ain't going up tonight. This video will also be timestamped. That's going to happen tomorrow. It ain't going to happen tonight. But anyway, with that, thank you to the backstage moderator. I can't even scroll down. What's happening? Precious G and Marianne and Alice Bless Child of God, and the moderators on the front end, Rachel and I know Kimya was there, and whoever I might be missing. Thank you to all of y'all. Really appreciate all of y'all for y'all support. Thank you to everyone who sent the Cash App and the super chats and all that good stuff. So we will see y'all on Monday. I'm sorry, I won't see y'all. Y'all know he don't let me come on but once a week. He said I'll be messing up his voice. So I'll see y'all next Friday. So with that, until next time, y'all take care. I'm gonna send y'all out with a trailer. Y'all take care. Be blessed. Peace.